We should be live now.
We should be live.
We're live. Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday night once again, and it is 7 p.m. Central Time. So,
Central Time in the U.S.
Welcome to the stream. I am Kim of Kim Fixes Things. You can find my channel elsewhere on YouTube, and this is your host, Buff Del Campo of the Buff Del Campo channel, which you have already discovered because you are here for the beginning of the stream. It looks like Allum is first. All the rights and privileges therein go to them. And okay, so our regular stream format is, this is not a regular video, this is a live stream. So it is about the community and interaction. So we're going to be talking to our chat, which we can see in on the big screen in front of us. We're going to be talking to you, the viewer, and our chat, and we are going to be interacting. We use this screen behind me is a green screen. And this guy here, he has power to make changes back there. I also am able.
She has power too.
So as a team, we like to keep it interactive, like visually stimulating and interactive. So if we're talking about something, we're going to try and put an example up on the screen. And we have found that you guys are very challenging. You show us that you talk about things that I've never heard of, and then I got to find an example and throw it up there. So that's fun. It keeps us up to, we don't always do it. Sometimes we get a little tired and we just talk about a topic, but we talk about the topics you want to talk about. Maybe we talk about current events in the automotive world. We also talk about the people who are in our community are doing all kinds of projects and they have all kinds of interests, and we talk about that stuff because it isn't all about us. This is community time. If you want to hear all about us, watch our regular long form content. And then we only pretty much talk about us because
we just did a video.
There's videos, yeah.
That
is about us.
Kim was asking, you got to tell people what you did in the past. So I got on there and I tried to cut it really short. And I started out going, like when I was 16, I worked in a greenhouse where I had to pull weeds, and she's like going, no. And I'm going, but if you watch the video, you'll see that was about all I said about it. I said, I figured out that's not for me. And then I went on to all the automotive stuff.
Mama M3 of Colleen of Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans.
Oh, I always I can never remember that. I'm like Mohawks, Mohawks, motorhomes, and something. Jeez, I don't know.
Oh man, check out.
I'm sorry.
Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. They have some entertaining stuff. I really like this. Was it like a sales pitch that he did just a couple weeks ago? That was a good video. I enjoyed.
Airplane genius.
Yeah, we had him do a little bio, and part of that video.
Tonight, I'm a Studebaker authorized Studebaker service
technician. Very good.
We were mechanics back then, not technicians.
Oh.
Anyway, go
you've
ahead.
Been demoted. You are a technician now.
Okay.
Oh, you broke my train of concentration. It has been derailed.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, we were testing out our new DSLR camera and mustard. And it is about a 10-year-old variety, so it looks really fancy, but it's last year's model.
But wait a minute, we shot a video with it, and you can see every little tiny hair that's out of place there. Oh,
somebody
man.
Got a little bit self-conscious when they were watching that video, because this video camera that we are looking into for the live stream, it has a maximum resolution of 720p, which is more like 360p. And the image sensor is about big. Well, the new camera has an image sensor that's about an inch, and it really makes a big difference. And so if you want to see our every flaw, You can watch our long form content because it's going to get more and more down to the nitty gritty. Whereas, you know, live streams are quick and dirty, and we look very warm and fuzzy, almost like we used AI, but actually it's just a cheap
That,
camera.
that new camera is going to be good for details, but you put it on my face and it's like, I'm not kidding. Every pore in my skin, everything nobody sees even in person. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, you can count the beards in his the hairs in his mustache with the new camera. So, and 5 minutes of video is a whole gig. So we're gonna need, a lot more storage space to keep things going. Everybody's saying hello to each other. The chat is really taking a moment to get rolling.
Oh, let's see what I missed.
We have been making, well, not me. He has been putting out shorts every day, which John Wilburn of the No Name Nationals had got him started on the challenge, and he has not broken a stride in what,
I think
70 days.
I think I've got 72 up since he gave us the challenge.
And really, it has been very productive as far as numbers. I don't know. There's not any more people in our lives, so I don't know who it is who's clicking on the subscribe button, but we appreciate it. And there's that thing, that monetization that people seem to really run, go for, big in for, and it seems to be helping us towards that. So it is helping the community. It's helping the channel grow, and we haven't seen much positive reflection in the community growing yet. But maybe that's a yet. Hopefully we'll find more good people because we have a lot of really smart viewers who are really fun to have conversations with. But you'll notice that some of the comments in our videos reflect the unwashed masses. They come and they find our videos and they say things like, "What are you doing, old man? You think you're a rocket scientist?"
Somebody said that, and I thought, what? And then I thought, I'll put that to good use. So I did a video about rocket science. This much rocket science. I know what a rocket looks like when it goes by.
I mean, I understand a lot about rocket science. I watched, who's that guy?
Uncle Tony that thinks
yeah,
you think
he
you need
was
air?
saying that the Earth is flat and rockets are fake. So now I know the truth.
Yeah. Air only causes drag. It doesn't push against it to make it go.
Once you get far away from the Earth, what would the rocket even push away from? Huh? Explain
There's no drag. They go like crazy. They push 25,000 miles an hour and stuff, Anyway.
I don't know. I really am not a rocket scientist. I got to tell you, I barely understand all the ins and outs of modern internal combustion engines. My technology is still back in the 70s, early 70s. That's about where anything above that, I'm not much smarter.
Now, wait a minute. I've seen you take a car that's an electronic wonder and plug in an OBD2 connector and look on my laptop on that program and diagnose a problem with the car and fix it and got it right. So,
No, those were old.
That was 2008 car, which is an electronic car.
2000. Oh, the Jeep.
The Jeep, yeah. You just went straight to the problem.
I got lucky.
Well,
I got lucky. I watched
a
a tutorial on YouTube.
I think you've got a mind that kind of thinks like automotive.
I probably couldn't figure out how to do a live stream or any of those technologically advanced things like the internet. I have no idea how any of that stuff works. I'm not very smart. Or, yeah. Look, my mouse.
Well, what'd you do? You just wrecked it now.
My mouse still has a string on it. See that?
It's a tail. You know what that's for? I know why I have one like that.
The wire. That's so you can find it when you drop it on the floor.
When you drop it on the floor, I can reel it back in.
You did outstanding, Buff. I love the short tips. Yeah, he does little tips. Tool tips.
Oh, the tool tips. Yeah. I don't know. I did one, and then I did another one, and then man, I got all these tools. So I thought I'd just do some more. I thought of another one I want to do.
You've definitely gotten better at being concise, getting a thought, encapsulating a minute's worth of thought into less than a minute. Whereas I know when I met you, I didn't know all your stories, but now that we've been together, like living in the same household for a while, I know a lot of them. And sometimes they can,
Drag on.
well, they're a little longer than the social situations might normally dictate. But a good storyteller is a good thing. It's not a defect of character to be able
Well,
to tell a story.
that's where the shorts have really helped me, because when John Wilburn gave us that
Challenge.
challenge, I I had to go edit them down from 5 minutes down to under a minute, and it was really hard. And after a while, I get my thoughts straight, and I can do I usually do them in about between 40 and 50 seconds, and I get out everything I need to say, and that's good. It's like I can do it. I couldn't do it before.
Chat's very quiet tonight.
Chat is quiet tonight.
You know
How
what?
many
It's a
people are there?
nice evening. Maybe a lot of people are still out doing yard work and stuff like that. It's the real oppressive heat has sort of set, passed in some areas, which is nice because it was pretty sweltering for a while there.
Didn't
So I
mow
hope that you
today.
are getting milder weather, and we are here.
Well, we went somewhere today, and coming home, you weren't feeling very good, and I looked down and it was 93 degrees.
Really?
So it was still kind of warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's still summer for a while. All right, so what's that car on the screen? Because there's not everybody will be here for the live, but there'll be people here later on.
I'm a bit dozy from some allergy meds.
Oh yeah, allergy meds will do that to a person.
Take some Benadryl.
That's
No, that'll take you. That's what it's
that's
probably
what
taking.
makes you.
Oh yeah, that makes you go the other way. I know. I took Benadryl one
Nice.
time on the road, and
I'm popping my beverage. It is frosty vanilla root beer
not a
tonight.
sponsor.
Not. Oh, are you sure? Can we get them to sponsor us?
Wouldn't that be nice?
What are you drinking?
And I'm drinking. No, that's not.
Croyle.
That's not what I'm
Edge.
drinking. I'm drinking some kind of generic cola,
Mm,
and then
that'll free you up, I think.
Croyle. What are you drinking, Croyle? Hardcore. Okay, the car on the screen. Well,
it
everybody can
Hudson?
see what it is because it says Hudson on it, but it's a 1940 Hudson. And when I was a kid,
40.
when I was a kid, we had a neighbor that had one that was kind of it was 1940, and this was in the early 60s, so it was over 20 years old, which at the time seemed like an ancient car. But it was a four-door, so it was a little bit bigger than that one. And on rainy days, their mother would come to school and pick us up. So I rode in that thing some when I was a kid. And I didn't like it because it was old and had blankets on the seats, and I thought it was kind of crummy car. But now looking back on it, I'm like, man, what was wrong with that? I'd love to have that thing now, but the view of a kindergartner. Anyway,
and
go ahead.
speaking of crummy blankets on the
Okay.
seats, we'll have some stuff to talk about that shortly here. But I want to. My dumb short video on brake cable clips is at 4.8K. Mama M3, that's fantastic. 5,000 views. Feels neat. It feels like, oh, we have hit the big time.
Kim, I know this is like, see what's up there?
Is it a jumping spider?
No, it's pool noodles. Up there on top of that shelf.
Oh, you know what? That's not pool noodles.
Oh, they aren't?
Those are pipe insulation from when I put the hot water. 48K. That's a lot
Wow.
more than 4.8K. Congratulations. That's blown up.
I don't have anything that big.
You have one that's about half that, 24-ish?
I have one that's 33.
33. Well, that's more than half that. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's my big one. It's 33.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Great job. I didn't see it. I don't know how I missed it. What's the thumbnail look like? Because I don't remember seeing it, but
Now I gotta go
brake
look.
cable clips. I don't know. Maybe we should do videos on brake cable clips every day for a little while.
Brakes?
You never know what people are going to find interesting. When you present yourself, just
Okay. How many of you are, we have
go ahead.
most cars today are disc brakes. People that have older cars, a lot of times the first thing they do is convert them to disc brakes. But, I worked in a brake shop where we did drum brakes, and I can make drum brakes work real well, or I used to be able to. I don't have the equipment today that I did then. But we've got a couple of rear ends sitting around. We'll put one up on sawhorses, and I'm going to do a brake demonstration on a video sometime in the near future. Yeah, hose insulation is pool noodles. That's what I thought. What the heck's the difference? I look at those up there. See, she needed pool noodles last night for a project. And I come in here, I go, oh, look, there's the pool noodles. And she goes, no, that's pipe insulation. Really?
Arts and crafts. Pipe insulation is slit down the side and it has adhesive so it can glue itself back together. That's
and pool noodles, you just whack them around and you never have to put anything
and they're
inside.
Usually brightly colored, which that's a difference.
Those are slit? I didn't know that.
Rods and streetcars, welcome to the stream.
How you doing?
What were we talking about? Pool noodles.
Well, brakes. I'm gonna do a.
Oh, you were talking about.
I'm gonna do a drum because we have some rear ends sitting there that have drum brakes on them.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do a front brake, but we don't have that sitting there. So, because the rear brake, the axle's in the way to really see things well. So I don't know. Maybe we can do it on your. We'll do it on the Dart maybe while it's apart, or I'll bring the Valiant in one of the cars. We'll bring it up, jack it up high enough where it's easy to see, and we'll do drum brakes, and I'll give a little talk about how to make them work better. Because I used to make drum brakes work really well, So, see, you're talking so much now. I don't even have anything to say. I'm looking over your keyboard. I was trying to get online tonight. I just couldn't do it. Every time I put my password in, it didn't go. I'm like, what's wrong? You know what numlock is? It keeps the numbers from going in. That's why I couldn't get into my account. Numlock. Switching to see, I'm not a keyboard person. Switching my rear to disc, it stops much better even after adjusting the shoes out. The shoes. Oh, on the drum brakes. There's a lot to drum brakes. There's a lot more than it appears. And there's a lot to making them work well. I don't have a way to arc shoes. It's a sander that you arc the shoe to the diameter of the drum. But you want it undersized by about 20 thousandths, maybe a little more. So when those shoes come out, they distort the drum. They make the drum not round, but it's turning. And it takes a lot of energy to make that drum distort like that. And that really helps the car stop. And so I got pretty good at knowing how far to under arc shoes. And there's a lot more to it than that. But back in the day, disc brakes were like on a few Mustangs and maybe a Camaro or two. And, all those guys back then in high school had the Chevelles that were almost new, and they had little 9.5-inch drum brakes, 3-inch wide though, 9.5-inch drum brakes. I could make them work fairly well. I had a 66 Chevelle that I put what we called super brakes, where we segment the linings and drill holes so that they cool and under arc the shoes and all that. They'd stop okay. Yeah, disc brakes are better. Blew a wheel cylinder shut down at 120 mile an hour one, so that's not good. Yeah, that's another thing. Rebuilding wheel cylinders. We used to have things called go no go gauges, and you slide them into the wheel cylinder. And if you honed the wheel cylinder and got rid of all little pits and everything in there, slide that go no go gauge in there. If it didn't go in, you were okay. If that gauge slid in there, it was oversized too far, and you had to replace the wheel cylinder. Of course, then we had new American-made wheel cylinders that were the proper size. I'm not sure the new ones are even new anymore, or if they're somebody honed them out too big. I really don't know what we get anymore. Hard to say.
I think
Here's a puckering factor of about
10.2. Yeah. On a
Junkyard
1 to 8 scale, I would think that's at least a 10.
I was going downhill in my Cougar one time and stepped on the brakes, and it had tandem master cylinder, and the front brake portion of the master cylinder failed. So all I had was rear brakes. So I was going downhill, and there's a red light, and I got on the brakes, and back brakes lock up. Well, back brakes aren't going to stop you. So I was like really just trying to touch the brakes, keep it from skidding, and I stopped before I got that red light. But yeah, better than no brakes, I guess. Let's see here, Barrows, how you doing?
Welcome to Stream Barrows Garage. Sent us a shout out in a video this week.
He sure did.
That was super
I was
cool.
thinking there's something I
I
wanted
did
to
not
say to him.
expect that coming.
Oh, and then I watched 3 of his videos in a row right there.
Junkyard D, I didn't say welcome to the stream, but I waved. But I wanted to, yeah, thanks for being here. Everybody is.
So what else is going
on? Well, I don't know. We were talking about drum and disc brakes, and you know, I just want to stop. I don't care what's really there. I can see where, like, drum brakes, a lot of the rotating weight is further out, where a disc brake, you know,
the diameter smaller.
You would think that there's
the diameter of the mass is smaller.
Yeah. Doesn't that seem like it would be better for performance?
Well, I'm not saying drum brakes.
I'm not. Parasitic drag.
I'll never say drum brakes are better. I'm just saying that drum brakes, if there's things you can do to them to make them much more effective than what they were.
So, if there wasn't some advantage to them, how come manufacturers started using them so much? Like, was it just because people perceived that it was a better value?
Or what, back then?
No, now manufacturers, it's all disc brakes. Everything is disc.
They work better. They're probably cheaper. You know, a caliper is just pretty simple.
I will probably upgrade my Dart to my 66 Dart to disc brakes on the front, not because I care about the disc brakes as much as because I want the bolt pattern. I don't want the Chrysler, the old Chrysler small bolt.
Yeah, and you're not going to change all that and leave drums up front. Go chase down drum brakes that have the right.
You can get them though.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any. If I could get those, I would put those on right now. But I don't have them either.
I just saw one of those machines on Marketplace to arc shoes, but it's like, okay, it was in Kentucky. It's like, we got to go get it and pay a little money. It was cheap. And then, you know, like, we need one more thing in the shop.
Well,
the shop's so full. Right now, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Right now, just getting across the shop is.
It's like it's like break dancing to try. Like, one of us is gonna break a hip trying to
clean the shop. We can walk across. As soon as we start on any project, it becomes just just traps everywhere. You can't.
And you try and get to something, and it's always buried under 3 other things. It gets very exhausting trying to get anything done. So.
Lester LeSabre, how you doing? Giving all my experiences that parking brakes work better than disc. It depends. Yeah, you're right. Maybe just lousy cars I've had. Yeah, some disc brakes in the back have a little drum inside that has little shoes that come out for the parking brake, and some disc brakes in the back have mechanical calipers that grab the disc brakes. And then a lot of the newer cars have electrically actuated actuators back there that actuate the disc brakes. Drum brakes are just as good as disc if properly adjusted. And big rigs still use them, and there's reasons for that. They're real easy to make them air operated. And drums, and there's a lot to that. Best thing they did to drum brakes is the auto adjuster. Oh yeah, and there's people that will argue with that. I don't have any problem with the self adjusters. They're doing stock brakes on classics and the rest of the shop I worked at because it would never adjust them after that. Yeah, I had a 55 Ford and that thing stopped so well, and it had drum brakes, had 11-inch drums, but I don't know, every couple of weeks I'd get under I worked in a brake shop. So every couple of weeks I'd stick jack under there and spin the tires and just get them just right. Pedal was always right to the top. I bought that car at the pedal went all the way to the bottom. You pump it and you get a little bit of pedal. And I worked in a brake shop, so first thing we did when I got that car was bled the brakes. There was a lot of air in them, and then I adjusted them up, and man, was that thing nice. Somebody done a brake job on it and just didn't get all the air out of it and didn't adjust them, you know. So it was real good. Discs are easier to maintain, replace, and dissipate the heat better. That's probably that is right. You know, they are. You can put a disc brake on ignore for 100,000 miles. It'd probably be okay. I have the gauge to adjust all the shoes up drums so that an old four-wheel drum won't pull. Yeah, although it doesn't, if you could have them adjust low on one side, high on the other side, it shouldn't pull because the shoes will go out till they stop, and then the amount of pressure on both sides will be the same. What makes it screwed up is you have two shoes, the wheels turning this way. This front shoe, it gets pushed out, and this shoe is a primary shoe, and all it does is rams the secondary shoe into the drum. So this shoe is energizing this. So this shoe is a different material usually. It's usually a shorter material, and so it's called self-energizing brakes, and it pushes that shoe in there. And then of course underarcing make the shoes a smaller diameter by about 20 to 30 thousandths of an inch, and that'll distort the drum, which takes an enormous amount of energy, which is what you want to do, is use up energy. Takes up a huge amount of energy and really, really makes the brakes work. But they're not going to stay like that. They're going to eventually conform to the shape of the drum, and then you'll lose that unless you take it out and do it again. Auto adjusters and moving the master to the firewall. Yeah, moving the master to the firewall. Yeah, this Studebaker, most of them were under the floor. Oh man, I remember so many old cars when I was first in the brake shop, like early 50s, late 40s, early 50s cars. Mm-hmm. The master cylinders were under the floor. It's like, how could they do that? But that's how they were, and you have to deal with it, you know. I don't like stuff that's under the floor.
I just can't crawl around on the floor as much as I used to. It's really difficult.
Me neither. I used to.
I was working on brakes. I took the Dart to get tires. Was this before the last live stream? I don't know if I talked about this already. It was about, what, a 40-mile round trip? Is that what it turned out to be, we figured? 30 miles?
Yeah, I think you talked about it on here. Yeah, you went down there and you stood
tires.
You stood there, and some guy wouldn't even come out and talk to you. So you left because he's an idiot, and then you went to another place, and they were really nice, and they took care of you and put tires on right away.
But it was the car was a little wandery, and when you pressed the brakes, it sort of went one side or the other, and I wasn't really thrilled with the handling, and so I was in the back end of the car, and the brakes were not adjusted. I guess when I had to put that rear end, I didn't really do the brake adjusters. So I did adjust the rear brakes, and then when I went to adjust the front brakes, I had the front tire off. I realized that I've got a bad idler arm on that car. So we're going to put an idler arm on it before we take it anywhere again. So I really need to get that done this week. Jeez.
Well, and you're planning to upgrade it, because the A bodies, through 60, I don't know about all the A bodies, but through 66, they're held with one thing, and 67 later, they're a clevis. So I think we're going to put the clevis in. What are you going to show that?
I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find it.
See if you can find it, yeah. So we'll upgrade it to like the 67. As long as the geometry remains the same, we'll do it. We're going to have to get under there and make sure the geometry is the same. I found a picture. Did I send you that picture? No, I don't think I did. Of the way it mounts on the K-frame. Because the Barracudas, here we go. Idler arms. Every kind of idler arm you can think of. Oh, man.
So, this one here, I bet you they can't. This one is what it looks like on my Dart. right? And these are not ball joints. These are like they only spin. They don't go this way. Well, when you my car, the bushing is out, so it does go up and down. So the driver's side wheel, controls the car, and then the passenger side wheel just kind of wobbles around. It's really there's takes a lot of time for it to pick up the slap, and it's bad. But the later darts after 66, they changed the design so that there was so that it was like not this one, but the one all the way over. Uh,
All the way to the right on the bottom.
yeah, and that one, oh, I know how to.
There's a clevis, so it's caught on both sides instead of one side.
So we're gonna maybe modify the the car so that I'm making
K-frame, so it'll accept that.
yes, thank you.
Let's see here. I'm gonna under
Dual
the floor.
circuit
They
master
didn't have
cylinder?
residual. They didn't have residual check valves under the ones under the floor. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, on drum brakes you need a residual check valve, and on a disc brake you absolutely cannot have it. So the cars that have both systems have residual check valve on the rear only, plus dual circuit master cylinders. Yeah, which they always called tandem master cylinders back then. Now people call them dual, but they were tandem master cylinder, of course, made a big difference. I remember I worked in a brake shop, and there's a little thing in there that slides back and forth, and if the pressure is unequal between the two, that little thing slides back and forth. That's what turns the brake light on the dash when when you have a leak in either the front or the rear. It turns the light on because that little thing slides back and forth. And there were places in town, lots of places in the town where I lived, that do brake jobs, and they didn't know how that works. They bring the car to us to put the light out. We charge them pretty good for that. We didn't get the brake job, but we knew how to put the light out. You have somebody step on the brakes, and you open up one bleed valve, and the brake goes up to the floor. That now you know that that switch slid all the way to one side. Then you have somebody push on the brake again, and you just slowly open it up, and you have the person pressing the brake, and the light's on, lights out. Light goes off, you stop pressing on it, and they close the valve. So now it's centered up again. We did hundreds, if not thousands, of those from other people that did brake jobs that couldn't get the light out. 66A body changed the K member as well and made them wider and straighter, careful matching up. Yeah, that's why I said we have to really make sure that the geometry is the same. If it's not the same, that idler arm will fit on the Valiant that I have, and we'll have to get an idler arm for the 66 Dart. So we got to get on that pretty quickly so we can get the pieces if we need them. But yeah, I understand how that works.
So
And
are you saying,
I'm
Barrows? Are you saying it's not gonna fit? Because I ordered the part from a 69 A body.
Kim, something bit me back here, I think. Is there something there?
Oh yeah.
What is it, a big welt or something? I just itching back there. I mean, if there a mosquito bit me, I'll just leave it alone, but I don't know what happened.
Mm.
Man.
I don't know. It looks like you were scratching.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how to do it right. I was just gonna make it.
Well, the center tie rod, you didn't change the center tie rod, so the width isn't going to be different. But uh, the position of both ends of that either arm have to be in the same place. So we'll get under there, and I know what I'm looking at. I've done a lot of front end geometry
Does anybody
stuff.
know what kind of part to order to match up to make it work? Because I really want to make it upgraded. Plus, so the part for the 66 is way more expensive, but it's weaker. It's like,
The way it is.
I want to upgrade to something that's less expensive and more reliable, but I have to be able to get the right size.
We take all the stuff out of a Cybertruck and make it.
No, we can't.
It's not in the plan, huh?
No. No, it's not. We would never put parts from a different kind of car, especially not a different
Oh,
brand
wait a
of car.
minute. Wait a minute.
Never.
I've put all kinds of parts from a
Never.
different. Oh, and you've got a Ford rear end under it?
That didn't happen. The
You look-
carburetor is not from a Ford
If
either.
you look at the core support on that Dart, you will see that it's actually in there. I think that's crooked. Cropped. That's on cropped. It's in there crooked, about 1/8 of an inch closer on the driver's side. Okay, I'll have to measure that. And the engine trans are way. Oh, the engine trans are way off to the right side of the engine compartment. And ask the people down under about that, because in Australia and New Zealand, they're still on that side, and that's where the steering gear and all that stuff is. So everything in Australia and New Zealand is really packed in tight on their driver's side, not on which is our passenger side. I found all this out on my 65 Dart GT. More rare usually means more expensive. Yeah, an older one. Yeah, I don't know why that's so much more
I
expensive.
mean, $100 for an idler arm is stupid. Like that is like a really common part. It's just a piece of cast iron with a little bearing in it, and it's like it's.
It's probably forged steel. Hopefully, it's not cast iron. And then when we take the other one out, we can see what's wrong. It is probably not repairable. Those things, ball joints, are not repairable.
No, it's a replacement item.
Yeah, I know.
Every couple years, you just put a new one in because it's cheap.
You know how many?
Not anymore.
When I was working in a wheel alignment shop, I bet you 1 out of 5 cars need a new idler arm. Put a lot of idler arms on. Sweeper boy, that was me. Sweeper boy, put idler arm on this. Set it up for alignment. I'd get that kind of work. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Oh, so we were talking about throwing a blanket over it, and
Yeah, Mexican. Where's Mexican spec? Mexican blanket.
I don't know. Maybe he's busy.
Maybe he's busy.
You know, wait, did you send him his paycheck this month?
Paycheck.
I think that's probably
Did
why
I?
he didn't come to work today.
I don't know
Probably
about
'cause
this
you didn't send
paycheck.
him a paycheck.
I don't know about this paycheck.
I know, and neither does he, and that's probably why he's not here. But so the 66 has a pretty nice sized hole in the driver's seat. So I pulled the front bench
of the
seat out
seat.
of it and pulled the covers off, cutting all the hog rings. I got blisters on my hands from cutting hog rings. They changed the K to straighten the engine and trans out, but it favors the passenger side quite a bit. Yeah, but the steering shouldn't change. Does the steering geometry change on the cars too?
It seemed to me the 66 was a 1 year. When I looked it up, it seems to me the 66 was a 1 year idler arm. Now that I think about it.
Oh, man.
That's why it would be expensive. That's a possibility. I don't know.
No,
we'll get under there.
It's 63, 64, 65, and 66.
Okay.
For the
So it
idler
isn't.
arm.
So we'll get under there before we take anything apart, and I'll assess the geometry. We'll take it apart, and we'll get the other one up in there and see what we got to do to make it the same. And if we can't make it the same, I have to get the 66.
And so as a result of our polls, and maybe we already discussed this, but I'm going to say it again, we are going to take the 66 Dart to No Name Nationals this year, because that's what people voted for. So that's why we're spending all our time and energy working on it, because even though the Valiant was supposed to go last year and didn't get to go, and we still aren't working on it, we're working on 66 because people want to see it. So we're going to, we're doing a 66, and I got called out to race RC Industries, but he's bringing a truck. I don't care if it's a V8 or what special racing cam he has in it. I don't think he's going to be able to beat me in an 1/8 mile in his pickup truck. So, ha.
You really think?
I don't know. How much horsepower do you think the 350 in his C10 Cheyenne pickup truck makes?
More than yours. But then it's
Couple
heavy.
more.
But then it's heavy.
50
and
more? 50 more
I
horsepower
don't
with a
know.
cam in it?
I don't know. And the cam doesn't match everything else. It's just some used cam. Who the hell knows? It's just going to be fun. I did a bunch of vids on it a while back. I was going to drop a Ford Y block into it, but couldn't bring myself to cut the floor out. Good car to bring. Wait a minute, which a Ford Y block into what?
Probably
66 Dart? No,
65 Dart GT.
that sounds like something I'd do. Except a Ford Y block? Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, I had a lot of Y blocks back in the day, and I haven't had one since. Man, the last Y block I had was probably in the late 70s, probably. What happened? Messing with your hair, making your hair look better. Ford Y block in a 66 or 65 Dart. Oh,
It seems heavy.
yeah, they were heavy, and they had one thing that really made them undesirable to me. A lot of people didn't like the oiling system, but I figured that out. You just have to change the oil often enough and put them together clean. But
What? I'm not changing the oil in my car often
but
enough. Forget it.
The thing about the Y block Fords that was really annoying is you can't pull the lifters up from the top. You have to pull the cam out and then pull the lifters out from the bottom because they can't come out the top. And that's really annoying. And when you pull a cam out, you pull all lifters up, put clothespins on the little nubs on the lifters to hold the lifters out of the way of the, and hopefully you don't drop one, because then you got to take the bottom end apart, or at least you got to pull the pan off and try to get up in there somehow. So yeah, that part of the Y blocks are annoying. Other than that, I kind of liked them, because I don't know, back then people didn't want them so much, so they were cheap, you know. And when I had 56 Fords and 57 Fords, the really cool thing to do is put an FE in it, which is what we called the big block then, because the current big block wasn't around yet. Yeah, the top hat, solid lifters. Oh, yeah. Top hat. That's what you called them? Man, I don't know what we called them. We just knew that we had to do that. And
That makes sense though. Top hat.
yeah, what they were was, I mean, if you look up their Ford 292 lifter, I think that 40 Hudson has nicer styling than any of the big three. I like that 40 Hudson. And when I was a kid, I didn't like it. I thought it was terrible. But now I look at that and I said, yeah, I like that. That's the wrong kind of top hat. Kim.
What? Top hat.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Here's a good one right here.
So now no, lifters don't look like that.
That's
The
lifters.
Here
you go. That's
yeah, that looks more like sort
like
of, but there's a little thing at the top. Okay, so go to get rid of top hat, put in there Ford 292 valve lift or something like that. If you drill and tap the rocker shaft drain back, quarter 20 bolt to block it off, your rockers turn into rain birds and actually has oil. I didn't have any problems up there. Okay, see how the they've got a nut, and I don't even remember them being that exaggerated. Yeah, they stick up through there, but you can't pull them out you can't pull them out the bottom. Yeah, I guess that would be what they were. I didn't think they were that long, but they probably were. You can't pull them out the top. They have to come out the bottom. So, real annoyance. Yeah, there you go. Right next to my head.
that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty exaggerated.
Yeah, it is. It's more than what I remember, but that makes them so they are can't pull them out the top, that's for sure. And they don't oil from there, so you could never put hydraulics in them. They're just I don't know, they're okay. I remember 19 hot, you adjust them 19 hot, Just that's how I learned to put engines together. And when we got the 390 Fords and 406s, they were wonderful. And they bolted right in. Well, except for the transmission, typical of Ford, the bell housing bolt pattern was different, but the engine mounts bolted right in. You don't have. Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people put overhead. They put these copper tubes up and had the oil. They call them top oiler or something oilers because they get clogged up. So they do that. Ari, how you doing?
Welcome to the stream.
You're here. Yeah. So what did I see with Ari did a live where you couldn't see him.
Couldn't see him?
Well, he was sitting there in his truck doing a live and it got dark and then you could hear him. It was a ghost. It's Ari's ghost. And once in a while you turn on a flashlight on his face and then take it away. It's pretty good. Interesting live. What else? What else is going on, Kim? 40 Hudson. I guess I could bring up some other interesting car.
Well, we're recovering the seat for the Dart.
Oh man, that turned into recovering the seat when you don't have all the materials you really want and the seat's bent and everything. You know, recovering a seat, you don't think about it. She's cutting metal and I'm welding on a seat. Of course, it was completely torn down, and we got it all straight and welded together, and it was okay. My first video that I did anything on was a Y block. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look at your first video. Well, you know, we were gonna go in there. What the heck happened? Oh no, that was last week. He was so late. I guess I was here. We went somewhere or something because we missed Tony.
We were out in the garage.
We were out in the garage. We came down here to the house, and Ari was on. So I went in there and I watched Ari from the house. And I know he was tired. He was telling everybody he was tired. Oh, well, maybe I could put up a different Hudson.
You got more Hudsons?
I got lots of Hudsons. I think it's going to pop over there before yeah, it popped right over there.
That's the one you just had.
I pushed the wrong button. Oh, here's one.
Anybody done any seat recovering? I hate it. I hate hog rings. I got blisters from hog rings because you have to cut the old hog rings off because you don't want them like getting caught down in the springs and causing things to break. So I'm cutting them off.
That's like the one I used to ride in when I was a kid. The 4-door.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Let's see this. I'm trying to.
Chat is so quiet tonight.
Yeah, it is quiet.
They are. You guys, it's like I can hear crickets in here.
Oh, here we go. The Hudson pickup, which is really the front.
I like that color.
The front of the sedan. It's the front of the sedan, but it's a pickup. Those are nice pickups. Oh, you put us down there. Okay. I never drove a pickup. You can move us around.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I always thought we were on the lower left. No, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe you had done that before. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
We could be anywhere.
I'd love to have one of those now. Those are big, heavy pickup, though. And that's a big car, really. That's not those Hudsons.
We got a lot of overspray on the running board there, right at my head.
Oh, yeah, they
should have
got to redo the running board.
Just done a little blackout on there with some paint. They'd been.
Yeah, Hudsons were pretty interesting pickups, weren't they? And they made Hudson pickups up through, the late 40s, I think.
I was talking to Dr.Art last night, chatting with Dr.Art while he was doing his stream last night about the seat covering. And when I told him that instead of using on the back, the seat back, because it's just so squishy, the springs are like whooped, right? So I just put plywood. We welded bars and then put plywood. And he was like, no, you got to use the hog rings. I'm like, no, I'm using staples. He was like, no, you got to use hog rings.
But he has no idea. He has no idea the change you made.
I mean, it's
They're
just
never going to be hog
staples.
rings.
I mean, it probably weighs twice as much as the factory seat did, but like I just hog rings, they're awful. And see,
But
they
then I look over there and you got new hog rings, and I realize you're making them out of nails.
well, I had to. We needed some.
She made her own hog rings, which is okay.
Sometimes you just have to make it go. Oh, they're miserable on the hands. But the thing of it is the seat. Oh, we have video of you falling, almost falling on the floor. I thought you were gonna fall and break your neck.
She says to me, sit on the seat. And it's sitting there. It's just the bottom of the seat, sitting on the floor. Just sit on the passenger side. I sat in the passenger side. Feels like just like a car
I was
seat.
like, it feels right, right? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, because I stuffed different kinds of foam and stuff in there. I'm like, it feels good there, right? Well, check out what the other side, so the driver's seat feels like.
Well, I sat in the driver's seat. Man, it's like, you remember like kindergarten or first grade? Some kid goes, have a seat. And when you're sitting down, they pull the chair out from under you and you sit on the floor from normal height and everybody laughs at you. It's exactly what happened. I sat on that seat and it was just a hole.
You
Went
could fall in
flying.
about this deep.
Oh,
One of the
man.
springs was broken, and then they're just worn out. I don't know, but it had no support to it. So I used like pool noodles and pieces of like high density foam, and that was rough. What
Yeah.
is
Yeah, what the hell is that?
that? Looks like that stone soup car project, but
It's a road toad. Somebody shortened it. I don't know how that
it looks like
windows.
somebody shortened a wagon.
They did. They shortened a wagon, but that's a back door, but that's a front. Yeah, it's a
Wow.
front and a back door put together.
That's Steve Maggs, isn't it?
Oh, it
Steve
could be. It
Magnotti?
could be. Oops. I put the cursor in the wrong place.
Oh, here, I'll pull.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's Steve Mack.
Maybe that's how he got encephalitis. It looks like a dangerous car.
I don't know when that was taken,
Huh.
but I thought it was a pretty good picture. I snagged it.
That is an unusual looking window configuration.
Yeah, because it's the door is the back of a back door and the front of a front door. That was a lot of work somebody did.
Yeah, it is.
It is Steve.
Yeah, that's definitely him.
He just did a video a couple of days ago. I don't know if any of you watched it. It's kind of an update on his condition and how he's feeling, thanking everybody for the GoFundMe because he says it's really helped. And but he's got a ways to go yet.
Oh, recovering from brain or spinal or brain infection is like, ooh, a lot of people don't even make it. Let alone to be able to be walking around and talking and stuff like that. It's probably extremely difficult for him to even just talk to people.
I didn't know how he got it. And he said it was either from a mosquito or a tick or something like that. It's like, oh man, we get ticks and mosquitoes all the time. Like, and he's crawling around Junkyard, so he probably gets bit a lot. And that's one of those little bugs carrying disease. Got him.
Nasty things. That's the good thing about winter is they all die.
I don't know why these are coming up over
You know what I saw in the garage last night that I don't want to die, but will probably die this winter?
What's that?
Lizard. I saw a lizard in the garage.
Oh, you told me there was a lizard in the garage.
A lizard. Like he was that long. And I wanted to grab him, but if you grab their tail, their tail will break off. And I didn't want to hurt him. So I left his tail on there.
There's somebody.
You like the wood grain on the side of that, don't you?
What is that?
Is it a Magnum Charger?
It's a Challenger somebody made into a four-door station wagon, which is just that's not even a real car. I don't think. I think it's a.
Oh, ticks are awful. I have pulled out. I have marks. They leave marks for weeks. Like I have marks
chiggers. Chiggers what really leaves a mess. Yeah. I don't know if this is the only place I ever knew that had chiggers. Ah, here we go. This is like something we'd like. Oops, too big.
What is that, a 64?
3.
3? Oh, it's close.
You know the grill I have hanging in the shop?
Brakes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same grill as that.
Okay.
Yeah, ticks and
Mm.
and the chiggers. If any of you don't know what chiggers are, it's a nasty thing that burrows down in your skin and it starts itching like a mosquito bite, but it's like 100 times worse and really nasty.
Life is tough. Everyone and everything is out to kill you. I'm
Well,
telling you.
I didn't know what chiggers were when I moved here, and I was out there working on the mower, and I was itching all around my ankles, and I thought mosquitoes bit me, and I got in the car, and had to go to Yuma, Arizona, but I was going to stop at my brother's on the way, and he lives in Kansas, so I'm on the way to Kansas, and I don't know about Benadryl, so I'm taking Benadryl to get rid of the itch, but I don't know, that puts me to sleep. I couldn't make it from one rest stop to the next without sleeping for an hour. It's like, what is wrong with me? I itch and I sleeping, and normally I hit the road and it's like 1,200 miles without sleep. I couldn't go 100 miles. I didn't know what was wrong. That was miserable. And then I got out to Arizona and these things is still itchy, terrible. And Dizzy Izzy, how you doing?
Welcome to the stream, Mr. Dizzy Izzy.
So then I got out there and there was another guy that I worked with in Arizona and he was from Tennessee. He goes, "Oh, you probably got chiggers." I go, "Chiggers? What are chiggers?" That's what I had. "I'm going to Phoenix on Sunday." "Well, cool. How you getting there? You driving?" "Driving your truck." I bet she's not driving his truck.
Why
Maybe
not?
he is. Maybe he is.
That'd be a good.
Oh, that'd be a
It's
fun.
a new truck. It's got air conditioning. That's
What?
probably
Oh, that
comfortable.
truck. That truck. I thought you meant his. I meant his 60. A
Oh,
truck. The truck.
He's got more than one truck now.
Yeah, he does. The truck, or the trip to Phoenix. That's going to be a warm trip because once he gets over the hill down into the valley where Yuma is, going over 8. Well, I assume you're going over 8 and then up to Phoenix that way. I don't know which way he's going. He could take 10 straight over, but it's going to be warm over there. It's going to be warm. Yeah, I like that, but it's like I'm a desert rat, so I just think that kind of stuff is normal. Driving, thankfully, it's for work, so I'm getting a rental. Why don't they give you a work vehicle like a
loaner?
Yeah, so you can show
This
off
is
one
a
of the
nice looking car.
one of the cars they built.
Ari says he thinks he's seen it in person.
Oh, really?
What about
What is
these?
that?
What about these lights?
Oh,
What's that?
which lights?
The one in over.
Those are the turn signals.
That doesn't look like a turn signal. It's a white light.
Because they were white. Well, actually, that is wrong because they turned them amber in 1963. But some cars had an amber lens.
And they were in the bumper like that?
Some cars had a amber light bulb. I don't remember the 63 Dart. And the bumper is exactly like that, except they were chrome. I mean, everything there is like everything that's black was chrome, so. Yeah, I like that 63 Dart. I remember, right? I've told this story on here. My mother called a taxi because we had one car and we had to go to the doctor. And taxi came to pick us up. And it was a brand spanking new light blue colored 63 Dart. And I thought it was so cool riding that thing. It was this very quiet car, 3 on the tree. And I remember I was just like a new car sitting in it. Thought it was so cool. Man, can't believe I got to see that. I was 9, 63. I was 9. So I was really into cars. I thought I knew everything about them, but I knew how to recognize what cars were which. And I knew V8s and 6-cylinders. And I knew I liked flatheads because I could see the spark plugs. Didn't like overheads because spark plugs were hidden down below. Of all the stupid reasons to like an engine. I wouldn't mind incoming view. But with a mid-size rental, I won't have to refuel, much less stop to charge. Yeah, that's why I was kind of joking, Harry. You'd have to charge the other car if you'd pick up or whatever it is you take.
Is there places set up to charge on that trip? Like convenient? Like, what would you have to do? Stop in the middle and charge?
If you go over on 8, you got to go through a place called Gila Bend. And as you come into Gila Bend, there's a Love's gas station. Next to gas station is a fast food that I think is, I can't remember what it is, but there's a whole row of Tesla chargers in that fast food. Now, I don't know if you can use Tesla chargers or not.
Oh, and Rivians.
Yeah, Rivian. I
Yeah,
don't know what. Yeah, Ari,
probably.
what can you use a Tesla charger on it?
Usually they have like adapter things. I think Tesla is the
I don't know all that.
highest.
I don't know all that stuff, but I remember going there. That was the first Tesla chargers I saw, and there's a whole row of them, and they were always nobody ever in them. And then after a few years, once in a while, you see one car in them, and then you see more. And I'm trying to remember what. It's just as soon as you're into Gila Bend, it's off the left. There's a first bright yellow gas station, which I think is a Love's, and McDonald's on one side of Love's, and some other fast food, and big row of chargers. You almost can't miss them. Yeah, Tesla opened their supercharger network to other EVs. Okay, so yeah, Dizzy Izzy said
Probably because they got
63
federal
fine.
funding to help build it. So it shouldn't be privatized.
Oh yeah, there, that kind of there. There. No,
That's
there.
good. I mean, the thing of it is if an electric vehicle works for you on a most of the time basis, and that's what you like and want to do it, it's good to know that like if you have to do some traveling and you want to use your vehicle, that it's possible, even if there's some inconveniences. I don't know. The
You
government's going
know,
to make it require it, then at least they're making it work.
I'm electric's okay. I just don't like it being rammed down our
Yeah,
throats with
it
all.
might be
I don't.
fun.
What I really don't like is all the lies. It's like going to save the environment. No, you're burning fuel over there instead over here, and you're running it through wires. So, are you really
Yeah.
saving the environment? No,
Misrepresenting
no. Yeah,
how clean they are is
don't
a real.
lie to me. And then all the energy it takes to make the batteries and everything. Just don't lie to me. But yeah, electric car, it's okay. I mean, it's the
All right,
technology's interesting and they're fast and yeah, there's things they're good.
range, just like fuel economy, has a lot to do with how you drive, road conditions, and weather. I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, watching
If you're towing a trailer, you're going to have a different range in your gasoline or diesel powered vehicle, too.
watching Hoovy with even a light trailer, his little aluminum trailer with a Model A frame or something on it, and he's supposed to have 300 miles range. He couldn't even get 100 miles. He had two runs to make, which were fairly close. He couldn't make the second run. It was a Ford. What's the Ford? The Lightning something. He couldn't even make the second run. He's out of juice already. But without even the lightweight trailer behind it, yeah, you get 300-mile range. So it made a huge difference. The amount of power he was using.
I wonder if that's like a software update thing that they can resolve some.
I don't know. Let's see.
They'll
I
get
was
better
in.
with it.
I was at. I don't know what that is.
Mayor?
That's
May,
what is that? What is that? I should know that. I've seen it before.
a
Uh,
place.
First time I ever saw Teslas, the big row of Chargers. Yeah, there was a hotel I
Look it
used
up.
to stay at when I was. Where was that? You and I stayed there, coming back from Maryland, and behind the hotel, we went and parked around the back. There was a big long line of Tesla Chargers. Nobody in them. Never saw anybody in those Chargers, but there were probably 12
Oh,
Chargers.
it looks like a
Oh yeah, it's a
grocery
big box
store.
store or a grocery store or something.
Yeah.
I know
Huh.
I've seen those,
Never been to
but
one.
I never been to one. I don't remember where I saw it. Somewhere that uh, it's not where we live.
I could see them too, honestly, at like in very green spaces or places where like localized pollution is a problem, that increasing electric car use, in certain zones might help move the pollution outward, but
Oh,
don't
it's like
pretend
it's
like it makes the pollution disappear. It just relocates the pollution, which, decentralizing issues is part of the way to some solutions. Like I'm okay with being told the truth and understanding it, but you got to lie to some people to get them to take action, I
and what
guess.
what I don't understand in California is like I've been there. They have rolling grayouts in hotels and stuff. When I've been there on hot days because everybody's running AC, and they're gonna charge a whole bunch of electric cars. Where that's coming from? And they're closing nuclear power plants. Man, I don't know where the power comes from. It's like it doesn't come from the wall. It's there's more to it than that.
No, you know what? In my bedroom, there's an outlet in the wall, and when I plug in, I get power out of it.
Wait a minute. I've been told by all the people in the comments that's not an outlet. It's a receptacle.
Oh, I
I
thought a
I was
receptacle was a.
I was corrected so many times.
Wait,
That's
wait.
not an outlet. It's a receptacle.
I thought a trash bin was a receptacle.
Oh, there you go. I should say no, no. There's the receptacle where you put the trash. Yeah, English. It's just take it.
Oh, they
Context.
decentralized the poverty. Jeez. Okay, Ari, I think we've touched on
What's this?
something that we don't want to.
Where's this? Where's this? They
Very
only
last
rule
call.
blackouts in the impoverished areas. Yeah, this is it. You know where this was? This was in San Luis Obispo, which is like kind of an upscale city, and it was in a well-known hotel chain that's a little bit on the upscale side. And I came in; it was really dark. I came in at the end, used my card, got in the end, and it's like I could hardly see. Middle of the daytime, I can hardly see down the hallway, and I work my way down the hall. I go to the desk. I say, "You got some light bulbs out down there?" And they go, "No, no, it's normal. We have rolling grayouts." And I'm like, "What? Okay, we don't have that problem in Arizona." Uh, Maybe they were rolling blackouts. I was thinking grayouts because they aren't all the way out. I don't know.
We used to.
Having less pollution or more trying to breathe is okay. Cars lighting traffic aren't going far anyway. Yeah, well,
I mean, if you're sitting in traffic, an electric vehicle is incredibly efficient.
yeah, because it's not on.
It's not on.
And then you have the Subaru that's a PZEV. Does anybody know what PZEV is? You see it on the back of Subarus. PZEV. PZEV. It means partial zero emissions vehicle. So I thought partial.
That
Zero.
means when you're driving it, it doesn't have any
how-
emissions.
How can it be? Either it has emissions or it doesn't. If it doesn't have emissions, just cut the exhaust pipe off, plug it up. No, what it means is when you pull up to a stoplight, the engine turns off. And when you step on the gas, the engine starts again. In Japan, all the cars are like that. And it's to keep the cars from idling in traffic when there's giant traffic jams. Okay, that makes sense. A little rough on the starter motor, a little rough on the battery. Maybe.
How do you keep the air conditioner going?
Oh, you don't. You sit there and you suffer.
Ooh. Okay.
So, San Luis Obispo is a beautiful place. You know what's wrong with San Luis Obispo is I grew up there and I could make 10 times as much money as I made in my life, and I wouldn't be able to afford to live there. It's like, yeah, it's such a beautiful place. The only people that can afford to live there are the super wealthy that moved there. And as soon as the people move in from that are wealthy people, man, they stop the growth. No more growth. No more growth. So then prices go up, of course, supply and demand. A lot of demand, no supply. And the people who grew up there is like, you're either going to be extremely poor, 10 people live in an apartment, that kind of crap, or you leave, you go somewhere else.
How is
So I went somewhere else.
PZEV like couscous?
PZEV is similar to couscous. I don't know.
Is that a joke?
Probably. The same in Orange County, Buff. Is it? Orange County's like that too. No, yeah, it could be. I really like couscous. Used to make it fairly often. Is that little tiny? It's like little tiny stuff that's a grain or something.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff, but it's like really high in carbs. I can't eat it anymore.
Why are we looking at this Hemi 60 something?
I can change it. I'll change to some other Chrysler product.
I mean, we just change it up. It's getting stale. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the toenail taillights. So what is that? 61 Dodge.
Well, it's got a Tennessee license plate on it.
Oh, I missed that. I had a neighbor. Well, neighbor is a guy that I was scoutmaster when I was a kid. He had one of those, and I thought it was really cool because the fins were backwards and the taillight had this weirdness.
That's a really unusual fin.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like it's a fish looking back, catfish looking backwards.
Backwards. It's probably kind of the end of. Guy, I'm not gonna be able to think of his name because I can't think of names anymore. Who's a designer that did all the fins and everything for Chrysler? That was kind of the end of his run. Most of the dealers didn't like all that weird stuff, and there were dealers that just gave up on Chrysler products. Um, I don't know. I can't think of people's names. Oh, chopped. Okay, we'll go to chop tops instead of weird stuff.
I think it's cool looking.
Okay, well this one's kind of small, but
Oh, what
it's
is that?
it is a Dodge van. Well, where's vans, mini motorhomes, and Mustangs? What is he?
I like the side pipes.
Well, that's a Dodge Charger nose on a van, and they chop the top. Virgil Exner, you got it.
Thank you, Lester LeSabre.
Yeah, that was kind of the end of Virgil Exner. Was his up through about 61 or 2, somewhere in there. And then they chopped all the fins off of him when he left, and he called them plucked chickens. Chrysler products, after he left, he called them plucked chickens. Sadly, he died young.
Like the Superbird?
What are you looking at the Superbird? What are you doing?
I just
Oh,
it's not filling the screen.
yeah, because it's a small picture, so it's getting real grainy.
It is very grainy. Unlike our newest video, which has amazing resolution.
It's too good.
The most amazing resolution.
Yeah, new cameras.
Pretty impressive. I'll go get the new camera. I'm proud of it.
Okay.
I'm not bragging. Like, I got it off a marketplace. It's like 10-year-old model. It's not new.
So
It's pretty good.
who likes a Dodge van with the Charger front end on it? I think it's kind of interesting. And a chop top. I like chop tops. So I always like chop tops. Kim's got to get her camera and show it off.
Yeah. So I got a screaming deal. I jumped on it right away when I saw it.
Mike, I just talked to Mike on sort of.
Oh, hi,
Chatted.
Mike.
I just chatted with him just before the live.
It is. Here, I'll bring us up on the bigger screen here. It is a Sony A57, and it will give us a really, really good. Well, first of all, really good photographs, but also good, not 4K, but 1080p. But I mean, you think that your camera or your phone takes 1080p? When you see what this takes, the quality that comes out of this, it's just, you can't even go. It's not the same 1080p.
Well, see. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
And since it has the lens thingy, right? Since it has the lens, and you can change the f-stops and whatnot, we can do like depth of field so that like I'm clear and my background is blurry, and that really gives you a nice contrast that makes you pop. And I don't think that the camera's plateaued. I like the new phones and stuff like that. They have some really impressive quality, but there's no depth of field. There's no optical zoom things. Like, you cannot do the same things with them, but you can do some really great stuff with just your phone. On a lot of the people that we work with on YouTube, you just use their phones. And if you have a new phone, that's a chop top. That window
that's a Chevy van, which that's really chopped. And I like what Junkyard D said. It's two beautiful Dodge parts that don't belong together. I couldn't believe. I don't know if I like that Dodge with the Dodge van with the Charger nose on it. I don't know if I like that. Kind of interesting.
It looked like a very strange fish.
Here's another one. That was in Yuma. It's like, I should have bought that because it's a Dodge Rampage, which I like, and then it's they chopped the top on it. It's like, wow, look at that. And you didn't really want a lot of money for it. It was just
That's a chopped top.
Yeah.
Oh, my darn.
That looked really good. I saw that.
It looks kind of factory. It doesn't look very chopped.
Let me see if I can find one that's not chopped. I think I have pictures of one of those that is not chopped. So you can see the difference.
Ari,
there's one.
If they aren't tree trunks, then what are they?
Okay.
Because I know what I was taught in science class, but I'm curious what other people.
What is this? All right. All plateaus now considered ancient tree trunks. Flat Earth. Flat Earth? No, it's not flat Earth. The Earth isn't flat. But clearly anybody that looks at the sun can see it's flat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, there's a non-chop top
If it wasn't
Rampage.
flat, it would be round.
See, there's a non-chop top.
Go out and stare right at it.
Okay, Kim, look at that.
Yeah.
Now
That's a regular top.
Now I'm gonna show you that one.
Okay.
Oh, I was going down the street and I did a double take and swung around. This is like a little lot where people put used cars for sale. And,
yeah, this just looks like the right proportions.
Yeah, it looks
until you put up the bad, until you put up the
better.
original, and you're like, oh,
Better proportions shop. That's right. I should have bought that. It's just like I could have then, and it's like I was in Yuma, living in a mobile home. I didn't have a lot of parking, and I already got rid of the Corvette because I didn't have a place for it. And then I see that thing. It's like, oh man, I want that. You know, now
is that a Riviera next to it?
that is a oh, can't pull the name out of my head. Buick Riata.
Oh,
It's a two-seat Riata, yeah. Yeah, I often find chop tops just a bit too aggressively done. I think this one was done well. Yeah, that's another thing I like, the 68 marker lights. Man, I picked up on that too. Uh, God, Kim bought some little round lights that all you'd have to do is put a little bigger ring around them, and they're LEDs, but they would just about pass for those. And did we do a video of you fixing your license plate light? She made a little hood over it, and we put one of those LED lights. Just did a great job on it. So she'll put her license plate light back in the.
But it's LED instead of incandescent because, well, just because. Because the socket was burned out anyways, so we decided to get some LEDs. The only thing, I got to get an LED flasher so we can replace some of the turn signals.
Yeah. Yep.
And stuff.
Yeah, once I understood how that works, it has a grounding. It has a third pole, so it grounds, and then they can put more. They can make it flash because there's a bigger load on the flasher.
Ari is not telling me what the plateaus are. I know they're not ancient tree trunks, Ari. Tell me what they are. I want to know the truth. Tell me the truth about the ancient plateaus, Ari.
Different wheels would make that car look a lot better. Yeah, but I mean, if the guy wanted like $3,000 or something for it, or $2,500, something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was cheap. And it's like, man, why didn't I buy that? Because
cheap?
Well, what do you get for $2,500 now?
You know what? The economy is doing you can get a lot of if you were looking for a project and you had $3,000, you could go out and really steal some vehicles from people right now. Like
when
the marketplace is like full of stuff right this moment.
That was like in 2018, something like that.
At that point, that's a lot of money then too.
Yeah. So, but I could have driven that back to Tennessee, back here, and put wheels on it, or fixed cleaned the bumper up, recoated the bumper, and it's got some paint issues around one of the headlights or something. But the interior was okay. It was a running car. It's like, man, and somebody already did the hard work. Depends if they put Shelby stuff in. I don't know. I don't care. I guess I don't even care about that stuff anymore as long as it goes down the road okay.
I mean, if it's
not everything has to be fast.
Yeah.
See,
that depends on who you talk to.
He says he drove one on San Diego Navy base for 2 years. I didn't know they used those. I almost bought a new one time when I had the second radiator shop, because I wanted to use it for a delivery vehicle. Perfect for running around with radiators and things. But that's when I bought all those little Pinto vans. So Pinto vans I had almost no money in compared to these things when they were new. What's he laughing at?
Ari's laughing at me because I asked him to tell me what those ancient tree trunks are. I know that they're not actually ancient tree trunks. I saw the memes. I know that it's not.
I don't even know what you guys are talking. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, you know how the plateaus, the mesas, the ones that go up like this, the ones from that movie from the early '80s.
I don't know.
Anyways, the mesas where they come up, and someone's like, "Oh, those are ancient tree trunks. They're busted off, and now they're eroded away, and so you can see them." And it's garbage. It's like flat Earth conspiracy theory. And I was taught what they were when I was a kid, and I always just believed based on that information, not the tree trunk thing. I'm much older than the tree trunk conspiracy, but yeah, Close Encounters. Mike knows. He knows. Thank you so much. We would both be babbling idiots if it wasn't for chat. You realize that? Like they know our thoughts. Oh,
See,
wow.
I didn't see that. I
Thank
don't
you,
know.
everyone. Because I was just gonna leave that whole conversation behind. Ari won't tell me though. He's just sitting there in his truck
You laugh.
laughing at
Is he
me.
sitting in his truck?
I
Can
don't
you
know.
see him? Is he sitting in his truck? Or are
Every
you sitting in your trunk?
when
Not trunk.
I
That would really be
see
weird.
I
Sitting in
see
your
his
truck.
name, that's isn't he always just sitting in his truck?
That's where he sits, in his truck. Every once in a while, he's in his
People's
studio,
tower.
and his studio's like a corner. There's a wire that goes up, and I always like to see his studio because it's just kind of just enough. And then there's trains that go by that sound like they're up here, but they're not. Maybe they are up there.
What car is this?
What kind of car is
It
that?
is completely stripped of all the dressings except for the bumpers.
And the top is chopped more in the back than it is in the front, I think. It's a 56 Plymouth. And
Oh,
with a
okay.
chopped top. And it's all
Boy,
blacked out.
the headlights kind of look 57 Chevy-ish, don't they?
I think all cars had kind of that
That
hood
was
over the headlights back then.
Oh, okay.
That's his office, yeah. Which is his office? The truck or the office? Right now, I'm at the laundromat. Oh, that's why you're kind of distracted. It's because you're watching
I
us
understand.
and you're sitting in front of the window watching the machine go around.
No, you know what? When you go to the laundromat, it's before you know it. Your stuff is done, and now you're folding and moving stuff from this one to
Ford.
that machine. It's
What's
not like
Ford?
at home.
What's Ford? Ford. Oh, he deleted it.
He deleted his comment. He was embarrassed. He was like, "Oh, I thought it was a
It's
Ford."
a Plymouth. It's the one that on the front they say Plymouth, like it's got a mouth.
Izzy, we have revoked one of your points.
Oh well, let's see. Do I have any Fords with chop tops? Ford. I do have Fords with chop tops. How about this? With a Ford with a chop top.
Is that like an early Ranchero?
Yeah, it's first year. It's 57 Ranchero. Yeah, 57 Ranchero
Man.
with a chop top.
How did they do that to the windshields? How do you cut
That must have been fun, huh? I think what I asked somebody that, and he says, you just run the windshield down inside where the firewall is, and then you put the chrome around the outside, so the windshield's still down in there. I thought, oh, yeah, I guess you could do that. Some guy that customized cars told me that, but I don't know. I don't know. I know some of the, like Ford trucks, like 56 Ford pickups, you can buy Lexan windshields that are formed. Although some states that's not legal.
Don't feel bad, Dizzy Izzy. I thought it was a Chevy. I don't know. Not this one, the one before the black one. Because there's no identifying markings, no badging. I don't know. They kind of look like a 50s-ish car.
Oh, this is another Ford with a chop top. Is that chop? Yeah, that's chop.
See, that looks
That's
like
a 59.
that looks like a Dodge because it kind of has a fishy face.
It's a 59 Thunderbird. A Dodge has a fishy face.
A lot of the Exner cars had fishy faces.
And if you're bad Chad, you shorten it the other way. You shorten the top up this way and make it a 2-seat Thunderbird like the 55 through 7.
An
He did that with
enormous back end. That was
I like the top on it, but the back end the back end need to be shortened as well, but half Edsel. Half Edsel. I guess.
Ari never confirmed volcanic flows as the origins of mesas. He didn't want to talk about it. I don't know what I did, if I said the wrong thing.
Oh, this is maybe overdone chop.
It looks like it's got like a mystery
What is that,
machine.
63? What is that? I don't know. 63 Chrysler Wagon, I think.
I don't know. It's unidentifiable.
It's either 63 or 4, but Yeah, I dropped the top on that. Look at that windshield. Wouldn't that be fun? That windshield might be tilted back, and I've seen Bad Chad do that, tilt the windshield back and then bring the top down to whatever level that looks right. But that's still not going to work 100%.
Well, then the glass in the doors is going to have to be changed.
Glass in the doors, and luckily back then they weren't curved glass, so you had flat glass, you could get it cut.
Now introducing the Chrysler Fishy Face. Well, you know what? Now they've done away with Chrysler, so you can buy the name Chrysler, and you can have the first Chrysler Fishy Face.
Fish face. I was
You're
where I
fine,
was-
Ari. You're fine.
where I was working. I was manager of this place, and I had all these new people coming in that had to learn a certain airplane, and so I was being the instructor and teaching people all about the airplane. There was one guy that disagreed with everything. He's just one of these. He's supposed to be my student, but he's disagreeing with me and everything, and just being in trouble and arguing with me and getting loud and throwing stuff. And we got called into the back office or into the front office. And we're sitting there, and he points at me across the table. He goes, I just can't deal with fish face here. It's like I'm the manager. And in a meeting with like all these like principals of the corporation, he calls me fish face. I couldn't believe he did that.
Why were you Fish Face?
Because he called me that. I don't know.
Why would he call you Fish Face?
He
What
was-
did you do?
He was mad at me because he wanted to. Well, he's there like 3 days, and I'm trying to teach him how to put this tail piece together, and he disagreed with me. He goes, "Well, I got a license in my pocket." Well, yeah, we all do, but now you're learning about this airplane. You know, this is not like basic airplane stuff. This is like familiarization with this one. And the guy was just obnoxious. And I said, you got to listen to your instructor. He goes, well, who's the instructor here? I said, well, I am. He goes, well, I've got a license in my pocket. I should be the instructor. Well, you've been here, what, 3 days? You never seen this airplane before? Anyway, we ended up at the front office. And he called me fish face. In a meeting, he pointed at me and called me fish face.
Oh, well, Ari, I think you've lost a considerable amount of weight since then. Was that before you lost all the weight?
This is, he says, B-pillar's gone. Looks good. You know why the B-pillar's gone? Because those Chrysler wagons were hardtops. They did not have a B-pillar to begin with. Let me see if I can find one. See if you can find one of those. 63 Chrysler wagon.
All right.
I want to see, because she can look up
Yeah, you
internet
can.
stuff. And then, what did you're pointing for me to, read over here?
Yeah.
Isn't that usually a name reserved for Gaunt? Googling Gaunt. No. Googling. Oh, okay. Is that? Yeah, click on one of those and see if it's. Oh, yeah, you got to bring that up. See that blue one right there? And that one? Yeah, that's 63 and 64. The white one down below is 64. See, they did have a B pillar. Looked really cool. And I remember wanting a Chrysler product, a four-door Chrysler. My father was looking for a car, and he goes, I'm not buying a hardtop because there's no pillar. If we ever get rolled over in that thing, he goes, we're all going to die. But, so he always wanted a B pillar on his cars. But, yeah, they didn't have them. And same thing with, God, looked like a 59 Mercury wagon. 1959 Mercury wagon. I think they were the same kind of deal. Yeah, see that there? Same thing there. They didn't have a B pillar. Looks so good.
Boy, this looks like a Jeep.
Like a Jeep.
Well, just the way that
It looks like a Jeep. Yeah, it's a New Yorker wagon. Hey, Bluegit, how you doing?
it looks like
Stop
a Jeep in one of those perspective 2-point perspective drawings.
But see
where
the white one that's right above our heads? 59 Mercury Commuter. And that's a two-door hardtop wagon. That's even more rare, you know. No B-pillar. And I think the four-door as well didn't have a B-pillar, did it? One of the ones that you were showing a second ago. Scroll up, scroll somewhere. Yeah, that one. The Colony Park, which is the one with the phony baloney wood down the side. It is also
phony
hardtop.
baloney. That's real wood, baby.
Real wood. That's a real wood. 50s, mid-50s Continental. Oh, and the Continental was really weird because it was yeah, look at that. I think that looks so cool with that fin. That's a 60 New Yorker with same thing, no B pillar. You look up like a 61 Lincoln or 61 Continental. Uh, they had really strange. They had suicide doors, so the B pillar came up to the top of the door and just stopped. So it's just like a stud sticking up there. Yeah, see that one right? The all of them. The tan one that's right. Oh, that not the wagon. That wagon never was. That's a bullshit car. That's a
Oh,
that's somebody. That's a what do you call it? Don't think it's real. Yeah, see that like the convertible or they, if you see them with the doors open, there's just a half a pillar there. Oh, I like those cars though. Pain in the ass to work on, but real pain in the ass to work on. But they were nice car to drive. Let's see here. You just answered that. Did not know they came in wagons, doing great. Oh, the Continental did not come in a wagon. It's just I think somebody photoshopped that, or maybe somebody built one. I don't know. Lincoln didn't do it. Mid-50s Impalas. Yeah, that's some Photoshop crap. We shouldn't even look at that. People think it's real. All these station wagons that are Lincolns. No, do that. That's all. That's all nonsense. Yeah,
okay.
there are a lot of them. Yeah, GM. If you look up,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know, like
What am I looking up?
like 19. Yeah, I'm just no ones I know. 1961 Chevrolet, 4-door hardtop. Chevy.
It'll work.
It's not. Those are wagons. Where's the 4-door hardtop? These are all wagons. How'd that happen? Where's your search?
Austin.
Oh yeah, like that's a 60. That's a 61 4-door hardtop. I think they have no pillar. They have a lot of those had no pillar.
This one's have pillars.
Yeah, some of it. The one that has that big wraparound window, they have a pillar, but the one that didn't have the wraparound window had no pillar. Oh, I miss those cars that were like wide open on the sides and no pillar.
All right, we've missed some stuff. Dr. Go has entered the
Dr.
chat.
Go.
Welcome to the stream.
We had the 61 Mopar wagon with the slanted front headlights, but they muted down the back fins. Yeah, okay, sure. I remember those. And I didn't like those because the fins were gone back then. But now I like them. There's black and chrome, no pillar between front and back windows. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Yeah, my father would not buy one of those. My father has 70 LTD 4-door, like you described, with the center post ending at the top of the door. Yeah. Ari likes this 60 Biscayne. Hey, Ari, you know what else looks really good is the 59. Man, I wish you'd come to No Name Nationals because Ray is there. The what's his name? 308 POS, and he has a 59 Chevy that I think he's had since his father bought it new, and he still has it, and he's got another couple of them at home. Yeah, Dr. Go, good to see you here. Just watch one of his videos, I think.
Ari, are you sure that Rivian doesn't have any official business for you to attend to in Sykeston that weekend? It seems like they should, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you were to bring a Rivian to the,
I mean, it
you
seems
could
pretty
probably race
important.
the thing and beat a lot of people.
I mean, yeah, you could race in a 22-10-5 or whatever. Oh,
Just race it the way it is. Okay, you can switch back to this, so see if anybody knows what that is.
Ooh.
That's a real odd one.
I'm not sure what that is. What am I doing? I'm confused. I'm confused myself. There we go.
Okay, so what's that? I'm going to tell you what it is.
Is it a truck?
That is a 58 Ranchero.
Okay.
That somebody put a 57 DeSoto bumper on it. It just looks like it belongs there,
There's something funny going on there. That doesn't look like any car I've seen.
And they chopped the top.
Did
And
they
they
do
chopped
something
the
to
top.
the back fenders, or was the Rancho like that?
It had little fins on the back. Yeah, and then there's a planter box behind it that's not part of it.
Oh, I see. And it's painted really.
Yeah,
really
they
wild.
really wild.
It's
painted
painted
it.
like it's a Corvette or something.
Yeah, like this swoopy thing on the side. I don't know. It's like the way they used to customize stuff years ago. I don't really like that kind
Did
of
we
paint.
say hello to Blue Grit
I
Garage, or
did.
did they sneak in here?
Well, he stuck in, and you didn't see him.
I didn't see them. Hi, welcome to the stream. Sorry.
What else is going on? A 60 Biscuit instead of a Biscayne. You know what looks better than a 60 Biscayne? A 60 Impala, because it's got 3 taillights on each side and the back. See, that used to be the thing. If you had a Biscayne or a Bel Air, you only got 2 taillights in each side. And if you got an Impala, you were really something. You had 3 taillights on each side. And I remember people with Corvettes would go drill another hole and they'd have 3 taillights on each side, because that was the thing to do back then. And then it became not the thing to do anymore.
That's fair.
I'm beat of my video shorts is a Rivian charging while pulling a ski boat. Well, it's probably sitting there with a ski boat. Yeah, they might be running out of power. Oh, where they got the front bumper, it doesn't look. No, it's not stock. It's a 57 DeSoto. That's a 57 DeSoto front bumper, which was kind of a common bumper back in the day. It was about the right width to fit on a lot of cars, and it looked kind of good, you know. And it looked good on that car.
So, like here's the bumper. What is in this part?
It's a slot. It's a hole.
It's a hole. So you're seeing like the cowl.
You're seeing that air goes in there into the radiator. Dad bought a 69 Fury 3 4-door off the floor in dark purple with black interior. Great car. Yeah, was it a hard? Did it have no B pillar? A lot of those did not have a B pillar. My father, in 1970, he bought a full-size Ford, and Mexican spec. How you doing? He bought a full-size Ford, but while he was looking for cars, I was trying to get him to go down to the Chrysler dealer, and they had all these big. Well, it was a Dodge dealer. They had all these C-body Dodges sitting there that were 4-door hardtops. He's like, no, if we ever roll over in that thing, the whole family would be dead, because there was no B pillar. And he didn't like that. Like that white Chrysler product right there in the middle. Right there. That one's a 4-door hardtop. There's no B pillar in that. But he was like, no. Okay.
How many cars has your father rolled over?
Never one.
Never.
How many cars my dad wrecked? I think he was in 2 accidents when he got older, and both of them, people rear-ended him. You know?
Yeah, that's the most dangerous situation. Most common and dangerous situation for someone who is a defensive driver is to be hit.
He was and then what happened? He was in a Ford Taurus. They got done with the police and everything. His car wouldn't start. And the reason is because when he got hit, it broke that little thing that has a weight on it in the trunk that when you jerk it real hard, it's like a fuse. It pops a fuse. So then he couldn't go. He had to have it towed somewhere to get that thing fixed, besides all the body work in the back. But what happened there was, I just talked to my stepmother. You heard her on the phone. That was probably 15 years ago. My father was still alive. Gets rear-ended. And the guy behind him was 50 years old. And he said what he was doing was he was trying to pick his phone up off the floor when he rear-ended my dad. And my stepmom, Sharon, she looks at him, she goes, "You're 50 years old. What's wrong with you? Why are you reaching for your phone while you're driving?" She said that right at the scene of the accident. I'm like, yeah, good job. Hope they cited him. You know, if you're driving and you got your face down by the floor looking for something, pull over and get your. Hey, today, what did I do when I had the wrong glasses on?
Pull over and change your glasses. You
Did I drive? Did I drive down the street fussing around trying to
No,
change?
but you
No.
did curb pretty hard on the while you were pulling into that.
Oh, the driveway was a little narrow, and I did a little bit of an angle, so I caught back wheel on a curb. I think just where the driveway goes like this, it's like, boom. But no, I got off the road and did it. You know, try to do that while I'm driving. Don't tell my wife. What is this, Harry?
I don't know. Don't tell his wife.
You know,
I'm glad you're feeling better. Take your meds. Mexican Spec, take every last one of those antibiotics. Do not stop before the end of that course.
He's
got an
error he's got to fix. Mexican Spec, you got an error you got to fix.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to remember what, because I looked at several of your cars today, and one of them was definitely a car, and it says, you can have this truck delivered to the U.S. border. And I don't remember which one it was. But it said truck. And it's a little confusing, but I'm sure everybody that reads it would know what you meant. But it's a little odd. What's that? Okay, there. It might have been, I think. Look, he's got a 66 Chevelle in there. When did you get that? I missed that. I think it was.
There we go. All right, folks.
I think it was in his YouTube video.
All right, wait. Let me introduce. All right, folks. This is the part of the show where our moderator, Mexican Spec, comes on, and we talk to Mexican Spec because he's our friend and he's nice. Mexican Spec helps people import older model automobiles from Mexico into the United States. Mexican Spec has dual citizenship. Am I saying this correctly? Correct me if I'm wrong about it.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you need to get
if you
all
are
this
new to the
personal
show, so he's familiar with the United States. He's familiar with Mexico. He loves cars. He's a moderator in our channel, and he is kind of everywhere in the car community, often as a moderator. And he helps people bring cars in. So he, on Instagram, he likes to, and also on YouTube, he likes to list the cars that he may be able to get for you and see if he can help you get a hold of them. And so we like to look at them because they're cool. And they are unique in some ways from American Spec cars. And so we talk about them. So now, Buff Del Campo is going to talk about a mistake that you made so you can fix it.
Well, he nailed it right there. Because I was looking at the Gremlin, and he goes, little details get by me. Yeah, you called it a car, and then you called it a truck, and then you called it a car.
This one, this Gremlin?
Yeah, it might be in there.
No, oh, Rambler. Okay, Rambler, Gremlin.
Yeah, it might be if you scroll down in the details. I don't know. I don't want to just like cap on him because he's got some kind of issue.
It says car a bunch of times.
Yeah, it might have been in the YouTube video on it. I think it was in the YouTube video on it. But I just think, you might want to change that, because he's like a pretty detailed kind of guy,
I'll give you $800, Mexican Spec.
Look at that dash. The dash on this, see, the old Gremlins had a different dash. It was like the Hornet. This dash is like the 74 Matador, which I just think is great. So I don't know if that might be a Mexican thing. They use the Matador dash in that body style. It really sets it off. It's pretty nice. Look at the last picture of the black and blue Gremlin. That's what the car used to be. Is that the black and blue one? I'm not sure that's the right one. That's not black and blue, is it? Black and blue. Oh, the top. Up at the top, far left. There you go. Well, that's sitting up kind of high, isn't it?
Oh, I like those seat covers.
Yeah, Kim's into seat covers now.
Oh man, I've been recovering the seats from that Dart. What a pain in the butt.
Remember I told you about an air cleaner that sits off to the side that comes up? That's the one. I couldn't remember what it was on. Oh, we were talking about that like 2 months ago, and I couldn't remember what car it was on. That's it.
I see. Because it's that would work on a 6-cylinder,
Yeah, it
like
would.
a slant 6.
But we made
Air
something
cleaner
different.
housing.
We
That's
made
kind of
something different.
neat.
But you got to keep going. You got to keep going. I'm the monitor on Aries channel too. So that's special. Oh, what happened
Oh,
there?
it's got a gremlin on it. That's that
Is that
monster
is that
is
the
called a gremlin.
ah,
Somebody painted it on the hood of that.
is that it? He said the last picture is what at the back.
I had posted this car before when it was red, like the last picture.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, so it's no longer red.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, you did something there.
All right. Well, we don't want to veg
I
out
had a
too.
72 Newport four-door. Love the style of the surround front bumper. Oh, yeah, I like those too. Was a brown with green interior. It's 18 years old, 39,000 miles for $400. Nice cruiser. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, bring that one up. That 72 Newport four-door. And you'll see the surround, what he calls a surround bumper. Oh, see, right above our heads, the gold one. Is that it? Yeah, see the bumper goes all the way around. Like they did that a lot, Chrysler. 72 Dodge Polara had a surround bumper that I thought was
Yeah, the 72 models were pretty
good. Well, and they did it with the B bodies too. Remember the 71 and 72 Satellites and Roadrunners, all those, they had that surround bumper.
Dougster,
really like
welcome
it.
to the stream. Doug, have no fear. Dougster Wolverine Garage is here, and he's riding in his Volkswagen.
What? How did I miss that? Where's that?
He's the last comment there.
Okay, because I haven't got down there yet.
Mike, that does look like that red and white probably was a Starsky and Hutch-esque
Yes,
paint job, but it's gone now.
Starsky and Hutch. You know, back in the day, I have a friend, and he and I go around in it was a Duster, but it kind of looked like a Starsky and Hutch kind of shaped car. And so we were sparsely and Hatch. We go around, and he'd always jump over the hood to get in and everything. We were a couple of stupid kids, sparsely and Hatch. I'm sparsely. I'm Hatch. No, I'm sparsely. And we'd argue about who we were, and everybody'd be laughing at us. They were probably laughing at us, not with us.
Oh, Lot Burns just sent you a photo.
Lot Burns sent me a photo.
Yeah.
Check my
I'll
email.
read some more stuff. Mexican Specs says that is the same car, so they repainted it blue. Great demo derby cars. Dr. Go, do not demo derby early 70s Chryslers unless they are rotten and unrecoverable, please.
Here is a 57 DeSoto.
Cold War Motors has a station wagon with oh gosh, I'm losing it. I can't keep up. It's losing it. Cold War Motors has a Fury station wagon with the surround bumper. Mexican Specs says, Buff, remember the orange Matador coupe I posted? Just got an email from someone who wants more pictures and the price. You aren't the only one who likes them. Oh, yeah, a Matador coupe would be cool.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Lot Burns is sending us hopefully a picture of a DeSoto. DeSoto or DeSoto?
It's right there on the screen.
Is it a DeSoto or a DeSoto?
It's DeSoto. It's like it's kind of
okay
because Soto is where the accent.
We've got welcome messages.
If you can switch pictures.
Country Squire is a good derby car. Is that a wagon?
That's a Ford with the. It's still in a crate. It's got the wood on the sides,
Oh yeah, that would the shattering of the wood when it runs into something would be really cool.
Like, damn, that car looked better before I took it out of the crate.
The Newport trunk was so big that I could fit 5 inflated 15-inch tires and my toolbox in there. I believe it. Those things were cavernous.
You know what Newport trunks were for? That's for going to the drive-in with a whole group of people.
Oh yeah, in the trunk.
Just sneak them in. Hey, why is the back of the car so low? Yeah, because there's 15 people in the trunk. There's that. Can you bring that picture? Yeah, there. That's the bumper. That's a 57 DeSoto, which is the same bumper as that car, that 58 Ranchero.
I see, yeah.
And that's the car it's supposed to be on. And you see there's a slot above it where air sneaks in.
Mexican Spec was not deported.
Where is this?
Ari says that up top here. I got to keep moving. I don't demo. People did back in the day. Yes, Dr. Go, and I am sure that they were really, because lots of power, lots of body. They were probably excellent demo derby mobiles. And, when it was still near that time when they were only like, I don't know, 15, 20 years old, there was so many of them. They were trash. No one could have saved them all. So have fun with them. DeSoto belongs to Sal Rossi. Is that did I say it? I did some work on this car. Oh, okay. Thank you, Law Burns. He's talking about this car who it belongs
Man,
to.
I think 57 DeSoto is one of the best looking cars ever built.
DeSoto was an explorer. He is a real person. I
Yes.
don't,
Yes.
okay.
DeSoto was an explorer.
Was that like one of those ones who
He went around the world in
traveled America
ships.
and stuff like that?
No, he went around the world in ships like when Columbus was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
old stuff. Okay. Dizzy Izzy, none of them survived the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, they wrecked everything.
They destroyed a lot of cars in those movies. Fun times, though. Family Truckster is a country squire.
Okay. Oh, I see.
They would not allow, Blue Grit Garage says they would not allow Chrysler Imperials as derby cars because they were too hazardous for the other cars.
I know there were some limits on.
They had to have their own league.
But you know what? Back in the day, derby cars almost always were station wagons because they would, and then they back, you don't drive straight into something, you back into other cars, and the station wagons held up better.
Dougster Wolverine Garage loves this car. Probably this one that's on the screen now.
The 57 DeSoto. Yeah, isn't that a nice car? Isn't that great?
Bear Rose is back again.
You know what else is in that picture? I think that's Lot Burns, his Charger. And that is a work of art. I saw that car in person. And it's like you can look into the hood and see your face like a mirror. It's amazing.
Oh, Landham Custom Classics is in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Well, we had a slow start tonight, but now it's picking up and we're just getting all kinds
Chrysler Imperials didn't exist in
stuff.
the 60s and 70s. Sure they did. Well, they weren't Chrysler Imperials. They were just Imperials. It was a separate division.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was, Jay Leno even has like a 59, I think. 60, I forget what year his is. Maybe a 58.
Forgotten Mopar cop car, the Chrysler St. Regis 4-door. What year would that have been?
1980? Look up 1980 St. Regis.
Okay. Why did they give it a different...
Oh, they just name games. Try to sell more.
Was it like a New Yorker?
It was the same body as a New Yorker that year. It was a different body that year. Yeah, you remember those things? I remember California Highway Patrol had them. They had little windows.
Oh, yeah.
They had little windows over the headlights.
Who's the guy who does Mopars, who he has a car like this that he painted that way, like a cop car just for fun? I can't remember what his name is. He's a YouTuber but he's not really part of our community. He's just a YouTuber, but he's pretty popular. And his name will come or not.
Ford Escort rear end.
Read it out.
I had a Ford.
Dr. Go said I had a Ford.
You read it.
Okay. Dr. Go says I had a Ford Escort rear end me, totaled their car, and the officer couldn't believe they hit because it couldn't find a dent in my rear bumper. Check the 72 Newport rear bumper. I bet you it's a big munch. And it's probably a 1/4 inch thick.
I got rear-ended in my Mazda with a Honda Civic. It made a mess out of the Civic, but while we were sitting there and the police were taking the report, there was a big rubber plastic bumper. It slowly went back to shape and looked like it wasn't crashed, except the paint was all cracked. It ruined the paint, but it sort of fixed itself while we were sitting there. Went back into shape. Oh, and that guy, he rear-ended me, and then he wanted to go, and I said, no, I'm calling the police, take an accident report. He goes, I'm delivering a pizza. I don't have time for that. So, well, guess what? Your pizza's going to be late. Oh, Continental, yeah. Continental engines had nothing to do with Ford. Yeah, because Continental was like an aircraft engine builder back in the aircraft and other engines back in like way back. And the Kaisers. The car's called Kaisers. They had Continental 6-cylinders in them. Yeah, look at that. How would you like to smash into that? That's probably a pretty beefy thing.
I mean, there's a lot of crumple zone.
Look at how big that trunk is. You could put a lot of people in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the diplomats and New Yorkers, they're from the
You know
the
what?
80s.
I think Lot Burns sent me.
The weird thing about the diplomat New Yorkers is they switched them over from like a 318 rear-wheel drive car to a front-wheel drive car, and the bodies kind of look the same. I'm like, I didn't realize they had made that change. I don't remember when the
Which cars was
switch
this?
was. The Dodge Diplomat and the Chrysler New Yorkers, kind of same body style. I don't know. Are they FJM body cars?
Lot Burns sent me another picture
Swap
that
them over to
I
front-wheel
don't.
drive cars.
I think he sent it to me.
We looked at that before.
Did we? Oh yeah, the
Throw it
B17.
up there.
Okay, I think we looked at this last week, but I'm really not sure. I remember looking at it
It's a cool car.
I remember.
Nice picture.
It won't get bigger. Why can't I make it bigger? What is wrong with this?
You have to go to. Okay, you're opening it in a web page.
Yeah, but I was able to make it bigger over on this screen. Well, we can see it anyway.
Try upper corner. Those three dots. Click on them and see if it'll let you zoom.
This?
Yeah. Is there a zoom button?
No. I don't know.
Make it full screen. There was a full screen option there. In the three dots.
Oh, God. I got the wrong glasses on for that.
The last option is full screen.
This?
Yeah. No.
No, it won't do it. I don't know what the problem is,
Busted.
but I guess we showed that last week. I don't know. Bring it back over here.
Darn technology.
Technology. Do anything.
Oh, okay.
I see what you do. You do
Landom
that.
Custom Classics. Oh, you got it. Landom Custom Classics says people think Hondas repair themselves.
What is wrong with this?
They actually come with a little Asian mechanic in the trunk. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but thank you for your comment. Barrow's Garage says I have a lawnmower with a Continental in it. Isn't a Continental an airplane engine? Doug Sir would end up sitting in hold like the Dart.
What the heck? I cannot figure this out. What is wrong?
Oh, for that that swept line. Yeah, you can only take on so many projects unless you're superhero, or unless you have a bunch of mechanics in your trunk who will pop out at night and do the work. And I really was hoping I could find an upholstery mechanic who would pop out when we leave the shop and finish our seat, because the front seat for the Dart is out, and I've been trying to refinish it, and that's like a lot of work. Like, no wonder they charge so much money. It's like hard. Damn.
What am I doing? I'm having trouble, to say the least.
Some.
I have got errors upon errors, and I don't know why. I am making mistakes, and somehow I brought this back up here. I don't want it up there. There, now I fixed that. Okay. I get it.
Okay, you're doing better. Oh, one of the things that we have not mentioned tonight, I'll get back to comments here, is if you have pictures that are relevant to our discussion and you would like us to show them on screen, you know, by sending them to us, you're consenting to us to use them on stream or maybe as a thumbnail or something like that. If you want to send us pictures, you can send them to Buff Del Campo at gmail.com.
Yes.
And I'm putting that link in the chat right now for now or future use. If you send them to us during the week, we'll know they're there and we'll bring them up hopefully while you're in the chat, because it's more fun to talk about your pictures when you're here. So yeah, do that. Okay, back to that. That's Mac, the pilot 2 years before the crash. No more 909. So that was that picture with the The airplane, it's gone now.
That's Mac.
Lot burns. Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mexican Sex says, if you have a big backyard, you can take on more project that goes into the choice of housing. Yes, it's dangerous having too big of a backyard. I can tell you from personal experience that Buff Del Campo now has more projects than either of us will finish in our lifetimes. And they are such great projects that if I tried to sell them, they're ours forever because nobody else wants them. Although Mopar Al said that he would take that 87, 88 Dakota off our hands if we wanted to give it to him. Which
give it to him?
Basically, give it to him. I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we should.
He sold us that Chrysler that doesn't have any guts in it. No
didn't
floor.
Yeah. Give it to him. Okay, back to where we were. Big backyard. Mike, there is a little Dougster, stop with the little Asian mechanics. Why are they little?
So
I guess they're
Honda.
easy to fit in the Honda. Okay. But they could be any, it doesn't matter about the, is it an Asian motorcycle? Do they even make Valkyries in Asia? I don't know.
Yeah, they might make them in Ohio.
I'm changing the subject before anything bad
They might make
happens.
those in Ohio, but I'm not sure.
In the saddlebag, mini version. Yes. Mobile mechanic. In your areas, are mobile mechanics becoming more popular? This is a rebranding, rebadging of like van life. Like van life is like homeless living in your car. They call it van life. It's like, I'm homeless. I am van life. Like mobile mechanics, like I don't have a shop. Like I work out of my car, but there are some people who do really good work. And through Facebook Marketplace. So how do you find mobile mechanics in your areas? And is that becoming something significant? Or on Google, And if they have a lot of good reviews and they work specifically on you have a Honda mechanic who is a mobile mechanic and he'll come to you. And I know Ford is rebranding. Did you ever see the commercials where Ford says they'll come to you to service your car, change your oil and stuff like that? Ford is offering that as a, Ford certified technician will come to you. Okay.
That makes you feel comfortable.
I mean, maybe in the summer, but like in January, do you really see the Ford technician coming to your house?
I have a certificate.
I have a certificate. Okay. Barris says you take on 32 projects, so you'll never get one done. That's your secret. Well, it's good for content creation. It doesn't get dull.
Well, Barris is driving one of his now. It's a rat rod that looks really nice.
Almost have drivable cars. They move under their own power mostly. More of them move under their own power than last year.
We're no longer scrolling.
Oh, gosh. Okay, wait. I got to make sure. Gmail, find him, Mr. Yamato. You can't die if you have even one project. Wait.
Oh, is that why we have all these projects? So that
That's
we can't
it,
die?
so we live forever. Oh, that's why we brought
I'm not sure
Corvair
if a Corvair qualifies. Where's this about a Corvair? Where'd I miss the Corvair? Oh,
this is a
up there. Barrow
zone.
says exactly. That's why we drug that 67 Corvair home to my. Oh man, 67. Yeah, that's a second gen Corvair. I like Corvairs. I really like Corvairs, except they're getting old and they're just so worn out now.
Yeah,
It's like my pole I put up. What's worse, the rust or the rodents? And if any of you haven't seen the pole, you can take the pole.
This is a woke free zone. Good, because woke sounds bad. So I don't want to be woke, because it sounds like a bad thing to be. So I am going to be ignorant instead of woke, because I think that's probably a good thing. I'm kidding. What's the opposite of woke? Asleep.
Yeah.
Dougster Wolverine Garage says, well, Lady Dougster Super Beetle runs well. Drives also, not charging. Master Cylinder has left the chat, so no brakes. Well, when they sit around, brakes are kind of... But that shouldn't be too bad, Dougster. Get on that. Okay, Landon Custom Guys, I'm the local Mobile mechanic. Congratulations. I hope that you are getting good feedback and that you're finding good customers. Because man, finding good customers will make or break your business. Mexican Spec says Barrows, good plan. I'm not sure if a Corvair qualifies though. What as a project? I think that's what he means. Is a Corvair really a project? Barrows says Mexican Spec when he's talking me out of my other tunnel ram and straight axle. Oh, he's trying to take away your projects. Dougster says I am the Honda mechanic at my house. Well, yeah. I'm not a Honda mechanic because I don't own one yet. Blue Grit Garage says, Bear Rose, have you seen? I said yet because I'm not. I know how I can be. Blue Grit Garage, Bear Rose, have you seen the Mexican Corvair Corsa Pedo
Pseudo
Fastback? Fastback Corvair. I don't know if I've seen that. Bear Rose Garage, you want another Corvair engine and transaxle buff? I'll bet you can make it fly.
Oh God. Maybe he knows the story. Maybe I told it. Yeah, there was a Corvair engine here and all machined, all the pieces, parts. When we had the fire, it burned everything. It melted cases. It made a mess.
There are Corvair parts and pieces, rods and cylinder heads in the fill for the new shed.
It's
We
sad.
pushed it down over the hill and buried it.
It's really
laid it
sad.
to rest. I mean, fire. Luckily, no one was hurt except for our feelings. I am in the same boat. Oh, Dougster Wolverine Garage. I am in the same boat with my 63 Savoy. I need a carb and a master cylinder. Well, those are the things that mechanics we work on routinely with these old vehicles. Blue Grit Garage says woke is speech suppression, so non-woke is freedom of speech. Oh.
So we have
woke is I get it. I get it. When people are saying that's woke, I'm like, what about it woke? It's like when they mess with you so you can't talk. I get it. It is annoying. I don't like it when people do that whole you can't talk because it might offend somebody. It's different when someone.
So how do anybody like this old Chevy 2 Nova rear fenders? See,
which one? This one? Oh, why do the tubs go into the windows?
Look at the wheels.
How do they even make that work?
Oh, they did it. They tubbed it, but
they had to have somebody cut the glass. Man.
I guess. I don't know. It looks kind of interesting.
You know what? It's probably like Lexan or something. Because I don't think you can cut that glass.
Yeah, well, they didn't have glass that long anyway.
Yeah, I shouldn't have brought it up. They call anything non-bigoted woke. I mean, I think some people overuse that terminology. I kind of get where they... we shouldn't even bother discussing it. It's not very...
Move on.
Yeah.
Hell of a tub job.
That is a unique tub job if I have ever seen. I didn't even notice it, and it's very odd. I
brought that stupid thing up, and nobody is paying attention to it. Talking about something else. See what else I can bring up.
Dougster says German-made big bore master cylinder new from J-Bugs is 150. Cheap ones are 50 and not German-made. Oh yeah, the German-made one. I don't know. Are German-made ones still the kind of quality that they used to be? Because the German-made ones were pretty darn good for a long time. The thing is, if it's new and the whole system has new fluid in it and it's good from go, you're probably golden for a while. Because with new fluid, they last a long time. But I don't know. Remanufactured stuff can be really garbage. I don't know. I'd like to say you get what you pay for, but that's not even always true. So I wish you luck in finding good parts. Hopefully you can find something that's rated well and you get what you expect. Okay, we're skipping that.
I knew there was another one.
Oh,
well, you know,
Barrows says we're not using the engine from the Corvair. We're going front engine. It runs good, but the shipping might be too much all the way from Idaho. Oh, yeah. How much would it cost us to drive to Idaho to get a Corvair engine?
We just go.
Sure, we're on our way. We'll come up. We'll bring it to No Name Nationals. We can make room in the van. I'm sure just what he wants to do is drag a motor to No Name
Yeah,
Nationals.
is gonna like that she's a Volvo person.
Zoom in a little bit.
I did, but there's not a lot of resolution, so it's already getting fuzzy.
Boy, is that low.
Okay, can you scroll
Look,
can
it
you
looks
scroll,
like the front of the car is bent down.
I cannot see. Yeah, you need to there. Ooh, how far that we're all gonna learn.
I don't know.
Breakdance now. I've never seen one. Swamp rat. Germans don't make junk. Yeah, does the Swiss. Buff just sent you an Aussie Charger photo. Just sent you an. Okay, I gotta look at my email.
Dougster Wolverine says the Germans don't make junk ones, neither does the Swiss. Okay, good. I mean, if you have the money to spend, buy the better parts, because especially if it's something that you're planning to keep for the long term, you know. Sometimes I have to just get stuff back on the road and I buy what's available for cheap, but I know that I'm gonna deal with more problems more often.
There's an Aussie Charger and an American Charger.
Oh, they're different.
Completely different car.
Huh.
I think the Aussie might even be an A-body or something they do down there. I don't know. It's not something we didn't get. Yeah.
Blue Grit Garage says the Corvair Fastback was just fiberglass sails on the C-pillar, so from the side it looks like a fastback, but it still has the stock rear.
Oh, that was a guy that did that. And he sold those things. Cool. What was that guy? I can't think of that guy's name. I remember those things. Yeah, when you buy a model Corvair back in the '60s, it came with that top, and you could glue it on there. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the guy's name that did that.
All right, guys, if we miss your comment, we like to read all the comments and follow all the conversation, but sometimes we just have to just like scrub it and you can bring it up again. I won't be upset if you say the same thing because I missed your comment. And I know sometimes people are just like blurting out stuff and everybody's kind of typing at the same time, and then all of a sudden everything comes up as a wall of text that we can't get through. Why would they choose a Volvo? I don't know. It's what they had. Maybe they like Volvos.
There's a Volvo that runs at No Name Nationals that has a LS Chevy in it. Remember that one? I don't know whose that was.
I don't know.
They did a really nice job on it.
Yeah. Looks like Kong stepped. It did. It kind of looked squished. It didn't just look chopped. It looked squished. Valiant Charger.
That's what this is. The orange one that's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
It's from Australia.
Okay. Yeah. Valiant Charger. It kind of looks like a Duster, but it sort of flares out in the back. It's interesting.
I mean, you can look them up. What time is it? You know who's going to show up? Tavo, anytime.
Dougster says that Elka, the Super Beetle, carries precious cargo, which is Lady Dougster. Well said. And so only the best will do. Well, all right. Especially if we're talking about brakes. Make sure you're getting something that's going to work. You know? Like, yeah, do that. So it's a Super Beetle. So I've owned a Beetle and a Super Beetle when I was younger. So it has the independent front suspension, not the beam with the torsion bars.
They're both independent. Yeah, but one is a
torsion bar.
Transverse torsion plates, and the other one has McPherson struts. The Super Beetle has McPherson struts.
Only the best will do. Well, if only the best will do, why is it a Beetle?
Was that Niblock the Volvo? No, that was a much older Volvo.
The Nelsons do have a Volvo.
Well, they did.
So that's more than one Volvo.
They did. I mean, they might still have it, but it's a mess because it endoed it, like 3 endos at 150 miles an hour, caught fire. That's a pretty interesting story.
You know,
but the Volvo that was at No Name Nationals this year was a wagon that was a fairly late model wagon with an LS in it. And Remember, it was a white one.
I do remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
comes
we went
back
over,
to me finally.
we went over and took pictures of it. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
it
I've
was
got
like,
it on
whoa.
I've
And
got it
we
on
talked to them for a little bit. I can't remember who that was.
I've
Darn
got
it,
it
I'm going to be embarrassed when they say, that was me, and I'll be like, duh.
Lester's got it. John Fitch. Yes. The top that came on the models. It was a John Fitch top that, I think it was John Fitch. It was Fitch. I think it was John Fitch top that came on those Corvairs. You can look that up.
Oh, I should look that up. Okay, thank you. The Aussie Charger, I like that Aussie Charger. I think it's a really cool looking car. But if I were to say which do I like better, I don't pick the Aussie one. As a Charger, you know what I mean? For Charger money, which would you pick? I think the answer is kind of clear. Okay. So what should I look at? Should I just look up John Fitch or should I look up?
Look at Corvair Fitch. Something like that. You probably have. Yeah, that'll probably get it to you. Yeah, see that first one right there has
This
the
one?
top on it.
Okay,
You can see the top. Oh, and the one right below it. See the one right below it? That really shows the top well. The one that's right behind your back. There, that shows the top real well.
Oh, that's the fastback conversion.
Yeah, it's a fiberglass thing that goes on there. And when you bought the model Corvairs back then, it came with that. The AMT model came with that top, and you could stick it on there. I'm not a fan of the Chargers after 67. I really liked the 66 and 67 Chargers until the 68 came out, and then I was like, that was like the craziest thing I ever saw. I couldn't believe they even produced that thing. Been fun, Kim and Buff. Everyone have a good week. Shiny save up, taking off, Dizzy Izzy. Okay.
Thank you for coming in, Dizzy Izzy. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Okay, so let me go back up because there was some good discussion. Blue Grit Garage says that the Aussie Charger looks like the Aussie Falcon GT or XP. They were compacts and came with a hopped up 351 Cleveland. Lot Burn says the Valiant Charger 6-pack Hemi made in Australia belongs to Rick Ehrenberg, aka Ibuga from Mopar Action Magazine. Okay, so that gives credit. Thank you for doing that. Dougster says, yep, McPherson. Oh, okay, he's talking about the Super Beetle. He says McPherson struts curved windshield. I forgot about the curved windshield. Yeah, it gives you much better, nicer view. More fuel capacity, more power. Super Beetle. Yeah, what is it? It's 1600 cc though, right? Boy, what did they have smaller than that? That's crazy. But they were down to like 40 at one point early on. Why Super Beetle? Because it's one of Lady Dougster's dream cars. Well, there you go. Give the lady what she wants. Well done. And wanted one since she was a little girl. See, I like them, but I don't know if I would want it to be my only car. It would be a fun second car, a fun cruiser car, but having owned a couple of Volkswagens, I just... And Mexican Spec was arguing with me. He's like, no, they're really good.
What's that?
I don't want a Volkswagen Beetle or Super Beetle for my primary vehicle. I don't know. Maybe it's because the ones I had were old and rotten and messed up. Maybe a really good one would drive nice, but I
fixed a lot of rollovers.
I would rather have something.
I didn't do the body work. I did the suspension work, getting it all back working right after rollovers.
I prefer to have my van.
I just about rolled one that I fixed because I was an idiot.
Oops.
That's when I worked at the wheel alignment shop.
Oh, Levi's Backyard Performance has stopped in to say hello before they hit the hay. I understand. It is the busy time of year. We're all really busy working and projecting and stuff like that. So thank you for stopping in and saying hello. And hopefully you have a little more time sometime soon to enjoy when we're streaming. But I understand.
I was going to ask Dylan where he is because he travels around a lot.
Well, if he's here and he wants to converse, we will make time to say hello because he has been a great supporter and he's a friend of the stream. And check out his content if you've never been to Levi's Backyard Performance channel. They are doing some cool stuff with it. Is it a Laguna?
It's a Laguna.
So, and they recently got the car running, and I know they're working hard.
I want to say something about
Dizzy Izzy's.
Oh, go ahead.
Probably going. say goodbye?
I read that.
Have a good week and shiny side up. Thank you. Go ahead. Say what you want to say.
I was I don't know how many of you get this, but it comes online. I get it in my email. I'm going to put it up on the screen for those of you that like Australian cars. There's Australian Street Machine magazine that you can get that online. The whole magazine just comes in my email, and it's shows you what all the Australians are doing. Their hot rods. Pretty interesting magazine. I used to get it years ago. I got that same magazine as a came in the mail. It was a magazine all the way from Australia.
All right, let's see. People were saying hello and stuff like that. Mexican Spec says all the later 1994 and newer had the 1600cc with fuel injection. They are all 1968 model style vehicles. 94 was when they went to 1600cc. I know that's not so because
maybe.
I had
He's
a
in Mexico.
70. Okay. I had a 70s Beetle. It had a 1600cc engine already.
See, in 1600 with fuel injection.
Oh, instead of carburation. I see. 94. Well, all of the what year did they stop having
They never had fuel injection here.
Yeah, they got rid of the Beetles in the the late 70s, early 80s. They got rid of them because of crash test safety standards. They wouldn't allow them in the United States anymore. I don't know. That's a shame.
I gotta put up a...
Barrow says the Corvair kind of looks like an early model EV because there's no grill openings. Yeah, because the front doesn't have any grill openings.
The Corvairs I worked on had grill openings because I put radiators up there because they had engines in the back, or real engines in the back. I didn't work on many. Worked on a couple of them.
Fancy projects. Do all you guys have jump packs? If so, which ones do you use?
You have a jump pack, don't you?
No,
charge it up and bring it out, and you clip it onto the car.
No, it's just a battery.
Oh, I thought you had a jump pack. Oh, yeah, you carry a battery around. I know that.
I don't own a jump pack. We just carry around another car battery, the biggest one we can find that holds 12 volts. The EVs have copied the Corvair. Maybe.
See, some of our batteries, you'd have to take 3 or 4 of them out there and put them in series to get 12 volts.
What car did we? The Studebaker. We had to hook it up 24 volts.
We had 2 batteries hooked together to try to get it to start because of the we didn't have any batteries at enough voltage. That's pretty bad. We've come up in the world since then. We have batteries that have 12 volts.
A couple people have the NOCO jump packs. Huh.
No.
I don't know. We have so many cars and so many batteries.
I missed something. Dougster's taking off, I guess. Let's see what else. John Wilburn showed up. Hello, John. How you doing?
Welcome to the stream, John. You're here late. Thanks for coming by. Where is John Wilburn? Oh, there he is.
I missed something. There was something I was looking at. I just missed it. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like just.
Here's the NOCO up here.
Yeah, but it's after that.
The General Motors EV1.
Oh, the EV1. That's what I want to say. Yeah, the EV1. That was. They pulled all those back in, and you couldn't even keep them.
Mexican Spec is asked in Lester LeSabre if his jump pack has worked well with no failures. Dougster is going to bed. Thanks for being here, Dougster. We'll look forward to seeing more of your content in the near future. Check out Dougster Wolverine Garage channel for more car stuff. And he's a fun guy. The 1600cc was before the fuel injection. Yeah, okay. It was around for a decade before they started fuel injecting it.
I remember there were 1600 dual ports. I remember those pretty well.
T11 military, you mean parachute?
I don't know what that's about.
I'm confused.
The conversation going.
Oh, his jump pack has worked well for at least 4 years. It's still going. Okay, that's pretty good jump pack.
Oh, the Aussies had
Okay,
stuff
we're
for
caught up. I need to take a quick break. I will be right back.
Okay. The Aussies had all the neat stuff, lots of Ford inline six stuff, cross flow, aluminum heads, unboltable intakes, big unboltable intakes. Yeah. The small Ford inline six, the intake was part of the head, but the large intakes, the 240s and 300s, they unbolted. But those are big engines. The little like the 170s, 200s, 250s. They if you wanted to put multiple carburation, you could machine that top off and you could put there was an intake you could it was like half an intake. You put it on there to put 3 1 barrels. Uh, we'll be carrying it all over the country. So, okay. I thought you mentioned tactical parachute T11 jump pack. Oh, different kind of jump pack. Yeah. This Lincoln is giving me Trugster vibes with the dual turn signal. Yeah, isn't that weird? The 2 turn signals. The whole thing without the front bumper on it really makes it look massive, doesn't it? And then the chop top even makes the front end even look more massive. Yeah, I don't know. I like all these weird custom cars. I think it's kind of fun just to snag pictures of them, and once in a while I put them up here. I have many vehicles around here, but only 2 batteries. Yeah, that's what I always say to Kim. How come we have 14 cars and 2 batteries? If I put new batteries in all of them, they would winter kill. Easier to just swap them around. No, the military stuff is not my style. I think we'll do that. None of my parked cars have any gasoline in them. I pumped it all out. Yeah. And a nice original one of those in dark blue. What is that, a Mark IV? I think it's that might be a Mark V. Oh, I'm trying to see what that back window looks like. It's Mark V? I don't know. It's the point that I have value, that I have. It's to the point that I value a vehicle off what size battery it takes, Group 24 or Group 24F. Yep, anything else they can keep or I scrap them. The Aussies had unboltable intakes for the smaller Ford engines also. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's Mark V. Yeah, I thought it was Mark IV until I looked at the back window where the corner is back there, and I started thinking it was a Mark V. But it's chopped so much, I was kind of having a hard time figuring it out. I always thought the best of those Lincolns was the Mark III, and the Mark IV was pretty good. The Mark V, I didn't know. There was something about, of course, this one's proportions are all messed up, but the Mark V, I just didn't like the proportions as well. And the next one I really like was a Mark VIII. The last one, man, I like that car. But they're complex and pain in the ass cars.
I don't really like that red Lincoln.
Well, it's a little bizarre.
Yeah,
somebody customized it, like over customized it. I can get rid of it if you want.
I just
I don't know.
I respect that it probably was a ton of work, but the outcome is kind of like,
And somebody chopped this Ranchero, but they also butchered the nose.
Little bit, pre finish. It's a little ratty. It's fun though. It's fun. I kind of like the way the headlights are up.
Here's another chop top. This is kind of an interesting chop top.
Gosh, wow. I'm surprised somebody chopped into that car.
When you're sitting in those without a chop top, the top's a little close to your head. So I don't know.
You'd be a miniature person to be in that.
Yeah, the 200 i6 Ford with the log intake on them. Yeah, I had bunches of those cars like Mavericks and stuff that had those engines. And I don't know, they were okay. Clark Griswold Signature Series. Not sure what that is. Falcon Rancheros aren't worth anything. I don't know, man. I hope not, because I want one. I'd love to have a 60 Ranchero with a 144 in it. Yeah, 4 main bearing, 6-cylinder, 144. That was not a ball of fire, but they drove okay. They're smooth enough.
Bear Rose said he only has two batteries and he just moves them around because of the cold will kill him. And I know like the green truck, the taillights never go out, so you can't leave a battery. We always have to take the battery off the post.
Your truck, because the lights don't go out.
Yeah, that's the white truck has a slow drain, and your van has a slow drain, and I think that battery's
Yeah, the battery,
dying anyways.
the slow drain on the van is supposed to be there, but the battery's so shot that it won't even take the
hold.
normal
And
slow drain.
Sabero says it's to the point where I value a vehicle off the size of battery it takes.
Yeah.
Group 24 or 24F. Anything else they can keep or I scrap them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just have a battery available to move around. There's always one in the shop that I know is hot that I can put in anything. But several of these vehicles have batteries, but you always have to pop the hood and put the terminal on because otherwise they'll be dead when you go around to them. Go ahead.
No,
I have 3 good batteries, so I win. That is correct, Mexican Spec. I think we're gonna start naming batteries after like subscribers, so we can call out people's channels when we pull on their when we see their battery. We have just a part of our video is like, oh look, it's the Barrow's Garage Channel battery, and we'll have his sticker. We'll put your sticker on the battery, and then that will be the name of the battery. And every time we start a vehicle that has a named battery,
really?
I think that's a good thing to do.
I don't think we have enough batteries for that.
I think we do. Well, I mean, I think we have enough cars. We may not have enough batteries.
But most of the batteries are dead, so who do you want to name dead batteries after? It's like,
dead subscribers. We can put them to rest when they're gone.
Get C-Fluff, how you doing?
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping.
How's your machine shop doing? Oh, man. Yeah.
Ford Ranchero. Why doesn't anybody want Ford Rancheros?
I don't know. He says they're not worth that much, but I think they're pretty nice. I'm kind of happy they're not worth a lot because then
you might get one someday.
I might get one someday. That's why I said I'd love to have a 60 Ranchero with a
I'm bringing one up. What year are we talking about?
1960 Ford Ranchero. That was the first year they took it off the full-size Ford and they put it onto a Falcon. First year for the Falcon. Yeah, see, well, that's a 61. The black, oops, no, they're still Corvette. The black one's a 61. The blue one right there, that light blue one above my head, that's a 60. And, yeah, you can tell because the 60 had the flat grill. The 61, the grill.
I messed up.
The grill is kind of pointed on the 61. But they were the same, basically same car other than that. Yeah, white one right next to me there. This one, oops, on this, I don't know which way to point. That white one that says Volo Cars. That one was exactly like my neighbor had. My neighbor had the Road Toad, and they had that. They bought them brand new. A young couple, and they each bought she bought a white Valiant in 1960, and he bought a white Ranchero, and those were parked next door to me, and I thought they were so cool.
Mexican Spec says, Tim72 Demon, welcome to the stream. Barrow says, put my sticker on the almost dead one. I'm good with that. I have one from the home and farm store that is dead. Like dead.
We need to resurrect it with the welder.
I tried. It's dead.
It won't even.
I don't know who we're gonna put on that one on, but Barrows, I'll give you one that's still showing 9.5 volts.
Kitsy Fuss says I'm doing okay. My control board on my CNC shorted. Oh no! So I'm waiting for a replacement. It's under warranty, thankfully. I hate the delay though. Yeah, you have machines down when you count on it for work is not good, and it shorted. What, internally or something, then it was their fault. The 60 has a concave grill. Yes, I called it flat, but yeah, it's a little bit concave. And the 61 is very convex. It's pointed almost. The board itself failed, and I couldn't find a way to fix it myself.
So he's saying compare the 59.
Oh, look at that. There's a 59.
60.
A 59 is a full-size Ford. See the yellow 59? Somebody put a DeSoto bumper on it. That's pretty funny, although it's hanging down too low.
He's saying that the difference between 59 and the 60 is that's the cutoff where people don't want them anymore.
Well, see, a 59 is a full-size Ford, and a 60 was the Falcon, which is the new small car in 60. I'd buy my battery.
60, it looks like it doesn't matter. Let's go on back to the chat.
I would buy my batteries off the used battery rack at AutoZone. Used battery rack. They were new return. Oh, they were new returns. I have a sticker on top, Mark. Used battery. I get 10 years. Yeah.
Who returns batteries?
I don't know. I bought that.
That seems rare. Nice, good find.
The stuff I buy, every phone I think I bought in the last 4 or 5 years has been they're used phones, but they come in a box. Everything's new. They're a return, is what they are, and they're checked out and they work. So they call them a refurbished phone, but they're not refurbished. They're just used. Somebody bought them and returned them. No comparison from the 59 to the 60. Yeah, it's a completely different car. I had a 57 Ranchero, which is basically the same chassis as a 59, but the body sure looks different. No comparison from the 59 to 60. Yeah, 60 was a unibody, springs on top, kind of shitty suspension, but I still like the 60. I mean, you could fix all that. I traded a 74 Monte Carlo for a white 60 Ranchero. Loved that little thing, but the guy's dad showed up and demanded we trade back. Oh, man. Oh, man. You didn't tell me you got a 14-year newer car? So basically, it has a safety that disables the outputs if it doesn't receive power. But the safety itself shorted. Now it won't let outputs work no matter what input. You know, it's always something.
Well, I mean, the good news.
So now his CNC isn't working, so now he's not working.
But the good news is he's isolated the condition, and so he can, when he replaces it, he will know that he's fixed it. Which that isolating the failed component to me is a really important part.
The sad thing is, it's not a hobby shop. It's his business.
Well, he'll get it. He'll get it. Doesn't receive power. How much power is the power? Is it getting the right amount of power? It's shorted.
Let's just say
Elegance
odd
to
job.
utility.
And a Falcon Ranchero in the Goldfinger movie put the cube of a crushed car in the back. No air squat. Oh, my throat. Come on. Don't start this.
Lester LeSabre, I think that was a fake cube then, because I think a car cube is probably 2,500 pounds. I think it would squat.
It's whatever the car weighs without the interior parts and the engine and the transmission.
24 volts for the whole system. Is it getting the 24 volts? And is it getting good ground? Make sure your ground has not been interrupted in some way, because that will butcher. He's probably smart enough to.
This guy knows more than you and I put together.
That's true. I don't need to tell you how to diagnose.
Remember, I told you a guy at Titan. He came in and his father bought an airplane, and then he wanted the job.
I know who he is.
He's the guy.
I know. Sometimes people overlook. Sometimes it brings up conversation. Sometimes when you pick someone's brain, they figure out the problem not because of what you said, but because it starts a chain of thought.
Yeah. Okay. Final custom class. You remember when I set those 3 FEs in the back of your 65 Ranchero? You did wheelies all the way home. Wheelies, I would think the leaf springs would just turn around backwards.
You gotta push them up to the cab. Man, 3 FEs. That's a lot. That's a lot of engine.
FEs are like with just the no accessories on there, 650 pounds.
Did you see how much my pickup truck squatted because it's got that 318 in the back, and then I had it hooked to the trailer, and it was squatting. It's a little bit.
Man, I miss having FE Fords around. But I'm gonna build that. 318 poly before too much longer. But I want to do the Spitfire first. I got too many things I want to do.
Yeah.
One-eyed cat, how you doing?
We're trying to get the Dart done this year.
Mr. Road Toad. Oh yeah, the Dart's got to be done first.
I don't want to come up against like we did last year, and we couldn't.
We worked on that thing, and I know you were really upset because we didn't take the Valiant. We aren't going to take it this year, but we're taking the other one. The safety is a side route for the power to kind of loop back on itself and then open a relay to allow the use of outputs.
Oh, One-Eyed Cat's here.
Yeah, I said hi to him.
Darn
You missed it. You missed that.
I am not on the ball tonight. Sorry, everyone.
Back one.
Trying.
I sent all my Ford stuff to cousin Mike, and he sent all the Chevy stuff my way. I used to not like Chevy stuff, and now I'm real happy to have small block Chevy stuff, and I'm not into um, LS's at all. There's Tavo.
Hey, welcome to Stream
Oh,
Tabo!
it's Wendy. Logged in as One-Eyed Cat.
Oh my.
So how you doing, Wendy? Oh, she's be right back. She's got a
Tabo has a gorilla? Why did Tabo give us a
Tavo, why do you have
gorilla?
a gorilla?
In the comments? I don't know.
Tavo has a gorilla.
He just likes
Oh, you're lifting.
gorilla.
You just changed something here.
Is it too high now?
No, I don't know what happened. The whole table lifted up.
This
No,
leg
it's
was
not.
all cocked to the
Oh, well,
side.
then you got it right then.
This isn't a real table. It's like a massage table.
It's a massage table. We put a thing
It
over
has
it.
adjustable legs, which is kind of nice, but these legs aren't adjustable. It's weird.
Get the flip. I had that feature disabled using a jumper pin provided on the board, but the short bypassed the jumper pin, I think. I can't really follow the... Something happened over here. Can't really follow the traces because it's multi-layered.
Oh, yeah.
KJ Kylie. Hello. How you doing? Tavo might tell us why he has
Kitsy Fluff, it sounds like you're hot on the trail of a solution, which is...
Oh, it's not. He's just monkeying around. I see.
Oh.
So what's going on with your cars? What was he doing? You were replacing like pieces of the top. Oh, yeah, I know. Somebody put a sunroof on it and you were fixing it. I don't know how that finally turned out. Maybe I haven't been following where I should have been following. It's hard to follow everybody's projects.
It sure is. It's fun. It keeps us entertained.
But we've been working more in the shop, so then, cuts down the time of watching everything, but we're doing our thing, so, I'm
this
back.
winter, when it's cold and we can't work in the shop as much, we'll have plenty to catch up on.
She says, I'm back. Didn't know Don was signed in. Hello, Wendy.
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. It's been lively. It was a little slow first, but it's been very lively.
They used to have a login together that said Don and Wendy.
Yeah.
And then they had each had one, Don and Wendy, and then they changed to One-Eyed Cat and Mrs. One-Eyed Cat. So it's so I remember all that history. But the road toad people.
Those cars are cool.
I don't know why I like road toad. I know, because that woman next door had one brand new, and she took me for a ride in it. 1960. I was a little kid. I was 6 years old in 1960. So I was 6. She took me for a ride in it. I thought that was so cool. A coworker of mine put forth a theory that the humidity may have caused a short, and then the fried area, wherever it was, is now just an easy short. Yeah, who knows? Something happened. I don't like it when something happens. Shorts are never fun. The roof repair has been on hold for a long time. Can't seem to get into the right mindset to get back in it. Man, I wish I was there. I would enjoy that. Kim, the last couple of days, yesterday especially, she had me doing sheet metal work, shearing and using my brake and bend and stuff. And I was really wanting to get into a sheet metal job. I'm excuse me, trying to get my throat straightened out with a cough drop, and I'm still gonna sneeze. My workshop's pretty humid, and I don't have good control on that yet. My building isn't well insulated. It doesn't have constant AC. Yeah, the AC will make a big difference.
Yeah. And who knows, it could be a flaw in the workmanship of the people who made the machine, and it was, or a weak spot. And hopefully, once you get it solved, you get some good reliability out of it again, and work towards getting that insulation and AC going. We're trying. You know what? Since I got here, we now have AC. We have some heat, but we don't have it's not a very tight building.
But you know what? We run the AC. It knocks down a couple of degrees, but it just knocks the humidity right out of that building.
It's been a hot summer,
and when you're in there, you just forget all about the humidity.
Can you imagine how it would have been this summer if we didn't have AC?
Oh, we'd be dripping wet.
And there's
But
some days where I still am, but it would be so much worse. No relief from it. Where sometimes I'll go over, I'll pull my shirt up in front of the AC just to
but
get
the
cooled off a little bit.
but the mill itself runs great when it's working and building up to a good amount of tooling. Yeah, that's good. And that's the thing with
Good.
a mill. You get a mill, you think you're there, then you got to start buying tooling, and then the cost really goes up. Uh, yeah, computers, lightning strikes, power surge, and bad ground. The 5-volt reference could screw it all up, man.
Yeah.
You know, I worked on airplanes, a lot of 5-volt stuff. You know, the fly-by-wire airplanes. You let things get a bit hot welding, get lots of warpage all over the place. Just missed out on a parts car. Oh no, missed out on a parts car with a suitable roof. Yeah, you got to go easy on the welding of big flat sheets, and it's real easy to weld too much. To go, just start going after it. And I like to get things done in a hurry, and so if I'm welding sheets, I've got to just discipline myself. Not always good at that, and I have warped sheet metal, and wished I'd hadn't. That's yeah, it's a bad thing. So I was watching Bad Chad and Jolene welding, and they're both really good at it. Not warping sheet metal. They're both really good at it. But I haven't been watching them so much lately. Oh man, I messed up on a shorten called BHP base horsepower. First take I called brake horsepower, but it was a
minute 15.
15. I reshot it and got it under a minute. Oops, that thing exploded with comments. Man, all you got to do is make a mistake, call something wrong, or make just the tiniest mistake. Man, you get the comments. But I think the comments actually help the video on YouTube. So I don't know. I hate it when I make a mistake and then or forget to mention something, and like everybody tells me.
Oh, people love the call on mistakes. Give them a mistake just to tell you about it. But
who was it? Just recently somebody. Oh, is somebody? What do you think? You're a rocket scientist or something?
yeah, we
So
were
you
talking
know
about
what?
at the beginning of
So yeah. So you know what I did? I just put up a video, a longer video about me, just kind of about me and things I've done, and that's what I said. It says right there, rocket scientist on the thumbnail. Got automatic probes installed now too, so that's great. Way easier to do stuff. Those both tool measurement and parts measurement.
Neat. Oh wow, yeah.
People love to correct a slip of the tongue. Yeah. Oh, and they'll correct you when you're right, and they think they're right. On that mill, check all the mains coming in for poor connection, 3-phase, and the service too. See all the rancheros behind you. Oh yeah, our Falcon Ute of the day used the shorter 4-door doors. You know, that's something that I noticed on your well, I've talked about it. The Utes that were the A-body Chryslers, they all use the short doors. It's a single phase machine. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Oh, look at that. It is, it's the short doors. Oh, does that look better than ours? Oh, that's Chrysler. Where's the Falcon?
Oh,
Where's that off the
I
side?
didn't look up the Falcon. I looked at the for the Chrysler one.
Oh, he said, what did he say?
I don't
He
know.
said Ranchero. Oh, our Falcon Ute. That's right, Falcon Ute. Falcon Ute. That rocket science video might make for a good channel intro video for new viewers. Yeah, Kim was telling me that too. I'm struggling with my throat. Ah,
Do you want to be done?
no, I want my throat to clear up. Oh, look at that. That Falcon Ute. Oh,
Which one?
I don't know. You was gone before I could say anything. That one, right? Where is it? Right? No, right there, that one.
This one.
Look at that. Short doors, and then that little window. That's completely different than ours. Wow, what a thing. Compared to my knowledge base, you're definitely rocket scientist. Yeah, rocket scientist. Like, what do I know about rockets? I watched one take off. Oh,
Barrow's Garage. That's actually the rocket science video. Are when he was conceiving it and when we were setting up, we were talking about making a channel intro. I don't know if his bio is the best thing to use for a channel intro, but it might.
it wasn't my idea to do that video. It was your idea.
It was my idea.
It was her idea, and then I sat there, and it's like I didn't know where to go with it. She started the thing rolling, and I just did it off the top of my head. It's like I could have done it a little better, but
I asked him what his qualifications were, and to tell, and I was hoping it would become a channel intro, but I think it's a better bio video, and that channel intro we might still do something new. Maybe we'll leave it as a channel intro for temporary, but I know we want to get an intro video so people kind of know, because we're sort of all over the place, and it would be good to like have a centralized intro video that kind of says like, this is what's going on. If you found our channel, like this is like what's happening here. So
Wendy tried the headlight video. It didn't work. It didn't work for you. You didn't want to probably spray clear coat on it. Really? Oh, okay.
That's the thing, is the clear coat's what does it. It doesn't look good until you spray the clear coat, and then it's like bang.
Oh, it just pops as soon as you spray it because all the sanding goes away. So if you sanded it and didn't clear coat it, yeah, now you got a sanded mess, and it's going to take you hours and hours to polish that out. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
the
sorry.
clear coat fills in all the little micro scratches and makes it nice. But if the light is really deteriorated, you might have to go at it a little longer.
And if it's on the surface, it'll take care of it. If it's deep into the, then it's non-polishable anyway. If it's deep into it on the backside.
I forget what did she say? What year vehicle it was that she was working on?
I don't remember.
Tell us again what the year and make was.
72, 78 Falcon. You did use long doors. Oh, okay. So what year is that one we have up on the screen? The one in the upper right side with all the blue sky and the white car?
It's definitely not the long doors.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very strange, that's something we never saw here. Oh, yeah, there's another one.
That's the same one, maybe.
Oh, yeah, it might.
It's got the same wheels.
Some wisdom I recently picked up is that complex systems have to be built from simple ones. Trying to make something complex right from the start is much more likely to fail. Yeah, Buff and Kim's Great Adventure says it all. Buff and Kim's Great Adventure says it all. What is?
For the channel intro.
Oh.
Like what's happening here is like I mean, I think we say it is like you're a retired aircraft mechanic and
2014 Town and Country. Maybe you can bring that up. I want to see what the front end looks like.
2014. Yeah, they ought to be able to fix that. I mean, that.
Oh, that one's an 85 to 92. Okay. That was that one we just had up there. Is an 85 to 92. I can't even imagine Rancheros that new. Ours were gone in, way back. Okay, that's a 14. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you don't like clear. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What?
If she doesn't like clear coat on it, I'm sorry. It's like.
Well, no, she said I think she got scared that it wasn't working.
Oh, because it was so. Yeah, when you sand it with 600, it'll be really.
Hazy.
It'll look like it's a shower door. As soon as you put the clear on it, just like whoop, just like, oh, look at that. You just got to be easy that you don't run it, because then you'll be making work.
Yeah,
yourself.
Very light coats. You mask it off and do very light coats.
The bedsides are pretty high on that Falcon Ute. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, they're way up there.
I noticed that. Oh, what's the one on the lower right? Oop.
These are Valiants.
Lower right. What's the one on the lower? That right there. What is that? Oh, that's a Wayfarer. Okay, so that's a Valiant. Yeah, look at that. It's a real short back end because that's an early Valiant, like early one. Yours looks just like yours, gray. Yeah, I mean, if you're a little bit brave, shoot some duplicolor clear on it. And you're like, oh, but you may not want to do that. Some
Well, if
people
you've
don't like
already,
it. Some people don't like it. Yeah, if you already sanded it, now
if it's
you
already
sorry,
sanded,
you're in there too deep now. You sand it like that. I have a friend that sanded his, and then he was out there for hours polishing. It's like, man. But and the thing about polishing is 6 months from now you're polishing again. And what I do like about the clear coat is it'll last 10 years. It won't yellow and turn turn terrible or anything if you use a high quality clear. And you wouldn't have known that, except I did it
yeah,
on the
yeah.
van. What else we do? We did it on the van and we did it on something else. Didn't you have a car we did it on? I don't remember. That day I did that out there. I need to update my channel. Is Barrows. I need to update my channel. Intro, it's still one of the first no-name nationals, but it's set for only no subscribers to see.
Like brand new people, yeah.
I did see kids.
It's hard to keep everything up to date, Barrows, but if you sometimes it's good to circle back around and see what you did in the past and see how you can do it better.
I did the kid's mother's Honda headlights using the buff method. As the clear coat hit, she was like, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah, it really does it. It's like that wet look, and
it's sanded. It just looks like you've lost the whole ball game. And as soon as you hit it with that clear, it's like, "Whoa, look at that!"
Yeah,
yeah. I did that one. That one I did in the video. I was in Oregon, and I did it out in the parking lot of a hotel, and that's why you duct tape to tape it off. If I were going to do it here, I think I would have just pulled the headlight out, but or taped it off with
painter's tape.
Yeah, regular blue tape or say masking tape. I wouldn't use duct tape, but all I had was a roll of duct tape, so I thought, I'll just use duct tape. And I really needed my headlights to be better because it was really foul weather, and I coming down out of the mountains in Oregon, I was borderline in trouble because I couldn't see well, and that fixed it.
All right, so I want to, in regard to,
I'm glad somebody tried that and it worked.
It does work.
Yep,
we've seen it work.
Well, I'm glad somebody else saw it work. I just ordered new headlight lens for both sides, but going to keep the old ones just in case I need them down the road. Just shoot some clear on them; it'll surprise you.
Yeah,
try it out. Bring up the ute above your right shoulder, Kim. Kim, where's your right shoulder? This one? I think that's your right shoulder.
This one?
This is my left shoulder, so that must be your right shoulder. Bring up the ute above your right shoulder as close as you find U.S. Valiant ute. Oh, look at that! Yeah, that's like a road toad, only it's a ute. Oh man!
Or maybe
there's some windy.
My right shoulder.
There's some
maybe
this one? I don't know. It could be that one up. That blue one was something Wendy would have liked. Look at that, Wendy.
That's pretty neat.
It's like yours, only it's a pickup truck. I gotta have one. Let's order one.
Okay.
From Australia.
Yeah. So on the terms of the channel intro thing.
You said below that. Below that one. You were right.
So it was this one. Okay. But why is this so small? Darn it.
Smallness. I can still see it. Oh, look at that 56 Plymouth. Oh, theirs is that's a 58 Chrysler in Australia. That's a 56 Plymouth here. Oh man, can't believe they did that.
So in terms of the channel intro thing, we have been working with some other content creators and spitballing and exchanging ideas and evaluating, like, what are they doing good? What can we do better?
Like that car, I need a truck. Yep.
Nice. So in terms of content creation, and I saw that this other content creator that I'm working with, I felt like what they really needed for their channel, and they haven't been able to do just quite yet, is offer a value proposition to their viewers and say, The reason you want to watch, the reason you want to subscribe is because you're going to get this. This is the thing that you want. Well, I don't know. It's different for every channel. But watching their videos, they weren't conveying that. And it's like, if you want someone to sit down with you and give you 15 minutes of their time, or give you a half hour of your, like if I'm going to give you a half hour of my time, there needs to kind of be a value proposition. You know, if we were in real life, if we were at a watering fountain and someone says, I'll buy you a drink. Now, is your 15 minutes of time worth someone buying you a beverage? Okay, sure. So that's the value proposition, is you're going to get this in exchange. So you only have so much time to grab someone and hold someone's attention. You can't go into a long diatribe about something if they don't know there's going to be a payoff. So you need, like, your channel trailer should give a bunch of payoffs, like successes or failures. People love to see that. So give them what they want. Show them a bunch of, like, this is the kind of thing you're going to get. And then they're more interested in sticking around or coming back to get more of that good thing. And so you have to state that value proposition as concisely, as quickly, as fully as you possibly can. So each year that goes by, you look back on the previous year and say, what was the best stuff that I can give that shows my value proposition? Or if you're just talking, like, you have to get to the point of, this channel is a value proposition. Buff and Kim are entertaining and fun, and you're going to want to come back every week and hear what they're doing. Something like that. And if we look at the content we were making a year ago, it's cringy. We're like, oh, why would anyone watch that? I don't even like to watch that. And so, like, that's part of the growth process. Okay, back to chat. I'm sorry that I went off on a tangent.
Tavo says something here.
Okay.
That yellow and white Ute, they say 58 Chrysler, and I looked at it and said, oh, that's a 56 Plymouth here. Then he says that's a 53 to 55 platform with the 58 ends grafted on it. So I'm looking at it going, well, no, it's 56 ends grafted on it, but that was 56 Plymouth here, 58 there. And then I'm looking at what he said. Yeah, that's for us, that's a 53 or 54. I'm looking at the top and how tall it is and everything. It's a 53 or 4 Plymouth with 56 taillights and fins grafted on it. That is a weird truck. But they made that down there and called it a Chrysler in 1958, Chrysler Wayfarer. That's a really strange car. I mean, for here, that'd be a really strange car. I used a buffer on my truck headlights about every 2 years. Rubbing compound, polishing compound, then glazing compound takes about 10 minutes. Yeah, it's still a lot of work.
But don't you eventually cut through the clear into the soft plastic?
I had a friend that did this, and he was a guy that worked on airliners. And airliners, the windows get kind of sandblasted, and they're plastic. And he was a guy that would go down there and buff out every one of those airliner windows. So he was pretty good at it. But it wasn't that long before he's doing it again. And my clear coated ones are years and years. So I preferred that. But I can see why people would, when you buff it, it looks really good. But yeah, I don't know. Your channel has grown in the last couple of months. That's good. Yeah, it really has. And we put a lot of work into it. Wendy, we
went from 500 to 1,000 in about a month.
We've been working at it. And
every day making shorts. That gets a lot of subscribers, but not as many, like, viewers. Like, our long form content isn't getting a lot more views. And then, like, the stream, like, we know everybody's names because there's not a whole bunch of new people in. So it's growth, but it's a different kind of growth, I guess. YouTube likes it, but I don't know.
Yeah, you just got your 500 this year. Yeah, I was stuck at 370 something. It seemed like forever. And once in a while, again, we got one more subscriber. Now I'm picking up like several a day, and it's that really feels good. Saying not yet. It says 2001 Silverado. What is this? Somebody asked a question or something. I don't know
Tim,
what that
I asked him if he was cutting through the the hard gloss part of the
Oh,
lights. Well, if you can't get them to shine or polish and you've hit the soft part of the plastic, you can either replace the lights or you can spray them with clear. And the clear really does work. It brings out a nice gloss and you get a good beam for a while. It's worth trying.
see here, our market was so small, they didn't have the budget to tool up.
Talking about this car.
Yeah, budget to tool up for the whole 56 car, so grafted the pointy bits on the old car to make it look. Yeah, I mean, there's just I see that, but that's actually one piece. So what they do? They must have made something to stamp those out with, or did they weld those on there? I don't know what they did, but it looks kind of like a 56 Plymouth, but obviously it isn't. I used to paint cars back in the 70s, buff them out afterwards. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Would you use lacquer? I used lacquer in the 70s. Man, was that a lot of work. It's hard to get your short audience to watch your long form. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't convert very well. But a lot of people just watch shorts.
It's okay. It got us monetized. I'll help.
Yeah, it gets us into a.
I'll help keep that clear thing in mind. Yeah, it's not going to look quite as good as one that's buffed out, but it sure looks. It works so well.
It sounds like Tim really knows his stuff on using a buffer, so
course,
he's going to do a good job.
And of course, if you put like 3 or 4 coats of clear on and buff the clear, and you know what you're doing, it'll really be good. But 10% is better than 0. Yeah,
10% of nothing is still nothing. So
it's built our channel up, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel a lot better than I did. I was like stuck at 370, 375 in there just month after month after month. And then I got sick. That was part of it too. I got sick and just quit putting up content for weeks and weeks because I thought I was done. I thought I was going to die. It was 3 weeks before my 70th birthday, and I go, you know what? I'm not going to make it. And I had kidney infection, and I was in trouble. But I got through it. So, I'll do it again.
So Miss One-Eyed Cat said, I want to 500. I'm not sure if she means I want to get 500, but I don't know how to do that, and not for money. I'm not on my phone much. So you're not really worried about the money. You want to get to 500 subscribers. Well, why do you want 500 subscribers? Because that's sort of like, you have a goal, but why do you have your goal? Because that's part of the process. But to get 500 subscribers, you have to put out content. And shorts is the easiest way to get subscribers. Maybe not viewers, but subscribers. I don't know why it works, but it does. So, record yourself, record your surroundings, show people things that you find interesting, and you'll find your audience with shorts. It doesn't have to be a minute long. Try and be concise. Try and take the best video that you can give them. And you'll start building subscribers.
Oh, no name nationals.
You don't have to pay money.
No name nationals. Yeah, get the 500. That's do what John said.
Yeah, do a short every day. Do 2, but don't do them right one after the other. Do 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening every day.
I did one.
500 subscribers.
I did one, and I put another one up just a few minutes later. Yeah, got 0. I mean, I got like 1, 2, 3 views like in hours, and it didn't hit the shorts feed. And I don't know what was wrong with it. I changed the name of it. I changed some things. So I took it down, and I put it up, 2 days later, and it went like crazy. So, don't know what happened there.
You just have to start trying and throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Honestly, there's very little penalty for doing bad. What shorts have we done since the beginning? We've done a bunch of different shorts. You could go on Google and search for ideas to make shorts. We did cooking. You started doing cooking.
Just whatever I was doing. We mostly, of course, we're doing stuff in the shop, but every once in a while, I was making some eggs, so I just go, turn it here, Kim, hold the camera, and I
do some eggs.
said something stupid while I was making the eggs, trying to joke around.
Go to the mailbox. Yeah. What's in the mailbox today?
Oh, that wasn't even a short. That was a long video.
We did a short at...
That's when Mexican Spec sent us the license plates, and we hustled right out there and got them out of the mailbox.
We went to Walmart one night. We filmed a short at Walmart. It was dumb.
I'm in
and people
Walmart.
liked it.
I'm in Walmart pushing a cart around. I look up and she's taking video of me. It's like, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't even remember what we did on that video. It was a short. We put it up and got a lot of views. It's like, what?
It was just our interaction. You and I. This is what we talk
Yeah, and
about.
then
This is what we buy.
She and I start our silly talk.
But then we started. You started doing your tool reviews, and the nice thing about those is we don't have to edit them.
I gotta do a short on this tool.
He picks a tool. He talks about it for a moment. Maybe if he has something fancy to say about it, he says it. Always, obviously, you have to keep it under a minute. Sometimes it's 30 seconds, 40 seconds. That's fine too. And you just talk about something, keep it quick. Use a tripod or a selfie stick or something like that so you can get nice, try and get a steady video so it's watchable. And, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep doing it. Do it, and again.
Tim says, I want to catch this before we go on with the shorts. Acrylic enamel back then fixed a lot of rust back in Akron, Ohio. Buffing cost some extra. Man, if you're buffing acrylic enamel, I don't know. Can you put a hardener in acrylic enamel? I never could. It was always kind of soft. Either I laid it on right and it was shiny, or man, that was tough stuff to work with. And then I did a 56 Ford of my own, and it was light blue on the bottom, just factory colors, light blue on the bottom. That, remember, Wimbledon white on the top. And I shot that top, and I walked around the other side and shot the other side of the top, trying to keep it wet, because it's enamel and it's got to flow together. Walked around the other side, and man, there's like some bug about this big around walking through the paint. And by then I couldn't shoot over. I had to pick it out, and I ended up sanding that whole top like 3 days later and shooting another coat on it. And I was really not liking acrylic enamel when it came to repairs. Yeah, I love the tool review videos. Really, well, that's good. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Go.
And I've got some others that I've got to do. The comments sometimes get, most of the comments are pretty good.
I got to talk him down. Sometimes he gets a comment and he's like, what the hell is this?
It's like, you should have done it this way. You don't know what you're doing or something. It's like,
what do you think you're a rocket scientist?
Yeah, what do you think you're a rocket scientist? Well, so I used that. It's like, okay, maybe I will be a rocket scientist. How to find cheap big block Ford power. It sat there for about a week at only a couple of hundred views. Then bang, it clicked and it's over. Wow. It hit some feed or something.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is maybe
maybe they think BBF is something else.
Maybe it took a couple days to get through the review process to make sure it wasn't anything like it shouldn't be.
And maybe they thought BBF was something else,
Yeah. The other thing, we have seen that sometimes shorts will go out really very lackluster, and then on a Thursday, woo, it starts going out of nowhere. You're like, why is this getting all this comments and interest now?
One of those.
You don't know. You just keep throwing it out there.
I put up a short. I don't remember what it was. It might have been a short, might have been a long one. But my long one's only like 3 minutes. So I put one up, and the comment was, this isn't what I thought it was, but I watched it anyway. So I replied to him. I said, thank you. Thanks for watching. What are you going to say? But he or she, don't know what it was, don't remember. I don't know what the person's ID was, but it's kind of funny. Person wasn't looking for that, but they watched it anyway. Pretty good.
So Miss One-Eyed Cat is trying to get to 500 subscribers, and there's not a whole ton of people in here, but if you are not subscribed to Miss One-Eyed Cat, could you check out channel?
Oh yeah, check out Wendy's channel. Get subscribed.
If you're willing to subscribe. I think you probably are. She has been a supporter of our channel for quite some time.
Wendy.
Can Mexican Spec or somebody put up a link?
Put up a link to her channel. That's what I was going to ask her to, but she can't. Mexican Spec
I don't even remember what her channel's called now.
Is your channel called Mrs. One-Eyed Cat? I don't remember either, because some people have their name here is a little different than their channel.
Barrow's Garage. We took that one down because it just completely flatlined from go. It was really
Where
weird.
is this? Where is this?
Barrow says, yeah, I never take them down or delete them because they will surprise you later down the
Oh,
line.
what I did, it was something wrong. And I took it down and I put it back up. And then I changed the name, and it's something about that video that YouTube didn't like. We took it down. It was one of the ones at the beginning where you hear Kim go, go. I left that in, which I've done on a couple of them. I trimmed that off. We put it in the editor, and well, it was this direction. We shortened it some tiny amount, narrowed it some tiny amount, saved it. So of course now it looks like a completely different file to YouTube, but everything in it was identical other than the little go at the beginning, and put it up, and it just took off. So I don't know. They didn't like that. Something YouTube didn't like about that, and it never got in the shorts feed. The second time, it went right on the shorts feed. I don't know, got like 4,000 views or something. So once it has 4,000 views, that's probably all it's going to get. It might get some more as a short. Shorts, once they kind of run their course, they don't get a lot. The longer ones, of course, will, because the longer ones, people like the best long one we have is when Kim did the porting. She did a port job on Slant 6.
The one in the Valiant. Yeah.
That thing still gets hits.
Yeah, we come up early in the Google search for porting Slant 6.
I got video, but it won't let me see them on my phone.
You need to find a young person. They know how to do stuff on phones that adults do not. They will show you how to make your video go onto the YouTube. That's what you need to do. You have to be signed into YouTube to upload your video.
Let's see. I did a reply to Buff Short. That one hardly has any views. Was it the short, or was it the 4-minute one I did just talking about myself?
There's a couple videos.
Because that one's you replied to that one, Tavo, today, and it was, there's hardly anybody on there. But you know what? When you do the longer ones, you get fewer views, but then you get the time.
Yeah, the people who subscribe through shorts, they don't watch the long form content. So you still only get.
So Dr. Go just subscribed to Wendy, one closer. So how many does she have? That's a big snake getting a mouse trap in my. Had a big snake in a mouse trap.
No, almost stepped on a snake in the yard the other day, and it was like this.
I think the snakes will mostly eat the mice, won't they? Oh, it's too bad you got the snake. We had a snake in the house. There's video up about that like months ago, and Kim couldn't catch the snake, and I didn't have any shoes on. I was in my underwear, so it's like, and then I got a bunch of crap on the comments because big man won't touch the snake, and it's just she was there, and I'm going like, grab it. The next time the snake was in our bathroom because came back, I went in there and grabbed him, put him in a plastic tub, put a top on it, and we did the video on it. We took him out to some place and that's some miles from here and let him go. I didn't really want the snake in the house. I think shorts are like stepping up.
Tavo did a reply short, and that one didn't.
I did a reply to Buff Short. Okay, I'm gonna have to look to see what that is.
It seems like it takes YouTube a little bit of time to start amping up your content. Like you got to give them stuff and give them stuff and give them stuff and give them stuff, and then they start showing it to more and more people. Like it's a building process.
See, a short I did in response to your pickup tools short. Pickup
retriever tools.
Oh, the retriever tools. Oh, okay.
We'll have to go find it.
I'll have to go find that.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get suggested every short that every person that we subscribe to. Like, it takes time. Sometimes I will actually act like a young person and scroll through the shorts feed for an hour and see what I like, comment on ones that I see that are my friends. But you could literally spend hours a day pushing shorts up to find everyone in the No Name Nationals group's shorts.
Landon says the snake was fine. I let it go. Well, good.
Good.
I don't even like killing mice because they're
The snakes eat mice and bugs as long as they're not
cute
destroying
little
stuff.
animals, but man, do they tear things up.
Destructive.
So they just, I can't have them in the house. I can't have them in the shop. You know, that's just the way it is. Well, you shouldn't have gone. Get out of here. And we used to have a cat. The cat, we didn't have mice when the cat was around. Even when I fed the cat well, the cat still get the mice, you know. Speaking of that, I lived there for 10 years. I began to notice when I walked up to the wheel, either 0 or 00 would come out. I never want anything, though.
Okay, wait, that's in response to Barrow's Garage talking about going to Vegas?
Yeah.
The thing about this, putting shorts out is not like going to Vegas because you don't have to spend money. It's time. I guess time is money.
My first short on
You can make a 1 minute short in 1 minute and then upload it, and it might work. But you have to find something as interesting as possible. And I don't dance, so it's not like I can do some pretty dance. And I'm not as pretty as like pretty girls, so I can't do that. So like my trick is working on cars. So as long as we both start working in the shop, we're working on our cars, we're working on our projects, and then you see something interesting, you say, let's try and make a short about this. Can we make a short? You know, we just always aware, like, can we video this? Is this a short? Is this something interesting someone might like?
Well, there's a
we
few
find
of them,
stuff every day.
And there's a few of them I haven't put up because I don't like them.
Some of them suck.
But most of them I have put up. What was one I put up?
The really dumb ones are the ones that do well.
What was the one I put up today? Because I didn't like it, and then I put it up. I don't remember. What was the one I put up today? It's like, I don't like this. But
Nobody
that's
knows.
what I got, and I put it up.
I don't even know.
And I got.
I don't know what I say on live streams. I just blurt stuff out for an hour or 2 or 3.
What was
Speaking of, we are 3.5 hours.
We're 3.5 hours.
Blurting junk out of our mouths for 3.5 hours.
Are we gonna end it after in a little bit, or what are we gonna do? You know what I talked to Kim about, so we got to put this up for a poll right here.
Okay.
New Year's Eve, I talked to Kim about the international dateline coming in like 15 minutes or so before midnight, and then just working our way around the world, so we'd be on live for 24 hours. And she goes, "No way." I'm like, I think I'd like to do that.
That's a hard job.
Yeah, I know. But, you could sleep. Tony had 8 hours live watching paint dry. And he had a lot of viewers. If you sleep through part of it, Kim's got her head back for a few minutes. I don't know.
This one-eyed cat, I wish you luck. You just got to give it a try. Tim's 72 Demon has been working with Movie Maker Pro, doing some family home movie videos from his phone. I hope you're getting by. Are you making progress, learning what you're doing finally? It takes time. Barrows, exactly. It's the one you never think will go that takes off. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is really disappointing. You're like, this is great, this is going to, and then it goes nowhere. I don't know, you can't set yourself up with too much expectation. You just have to just do it again. See what works, and then try and do more of that.
Tava's got to go back to work. Was it Wednesday there? Midday Wednesday. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in. Have a good day at work. I'm going to go see if I can figure out how to get my videos off my phone. Oh, you want to get them? You're doing shorts on the phone. You can load them right up. Okay. Lessons. Can we do this? Does that camera work? Kim?
No.
So we can't get it onto the phone here.
You got to have the YouTube app on your phone. I don't want to do a tutorial.
Yeah, I have
Not right now.
I have the YouTube app. When you go to YouTube,
Lars did a really good one on a John Wilburn.
Yeah, when you get there, you go down to the middle. Man, I pull up YouTube. Look who's there, Barrows. I go down to right at the bottom. There's a plus. You go to the plus, and then it's pretty much you just follow
You
what
got to
you
be
do.
signed in on your phone to your channel.
Yep. Yeah, but put the YouTube
Oh,
app on your phone.
well, the other thing is, right, is if the videos are back and forthies instead of up and
Hmm.
downies, they don't
Or
make shorts. It
you
won't
got
work.
it's got like I call it, and we call it an up and downy, and it's got to be a minute or less. I put up one that was exactly a minute. And it took it, but if it's a minute and 1 second, it won't take it. So, man, I usually make sure it's. I only did one that was 1 minute. All the others are 59 seconds or less. A lot of them are 45 seconds or so, and that as long as it's up and down and it's under a minute, it'll take it, and it knows it's a short. Yeah, and John Wilburn's done. I don't know if he left that up there or not,
Oh, the
but
content creator workshop he did with Lars was very helpful.
yeah, that might have been one of them. That
And that was about two and a
now
half months
Mexican
ago.
Spec says he uploads to his computer. I was doing that. It just after a while you go, wait a minute, this is really clumsy,
It's extra steps, yeah.
and I just do it on my phone. But then I go in on you can't do quite everything on the phone. Then I'll go in on my laptop and I'll make corrections and add stuff to the description, and there's that whole list of, I don't know what it is. So keywords. I add like a whole bunch of keywords,
The
but
other
you can't do that on the phone.
the nice thing about doing it on your
And then I
phone
just update it.
is you can select any frame of the short as your
Oh,
thumbnail, which is a great feature from that
if
you can only do on your phone. You
if you
cannot
do it
do it
on
on a
if you
desktop
do it on a
computer.
computer, you can't choose your own thumbnail. But when you do it on the phone, when you do it on a computer, you cannot. When you do it on the phone, you can you can scroll along. You touch the after you load up the video, you touch the picture of the video, the thumbnail they fixed, and then there's a scroll bar, and you scroll back and forth, and you find the the thumbnail you want. You just let go of it right there, and then that's your thumbnail, and that's it. You got it. So at least you can do that. I'll try to upload with my iPad, easier to see. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know anything about iPads. God, we got an iPad.
No, I don't think we do.
We don't?
I don't think.
That one my former wife bought brand new and left it here?
That's not an iPad. I think that's the.
Oh,
It's
that's
not an
something
iPad.
else. It's
No,
not an iPad. Okay.
bad. Mexican Spec. I believe you can set the default hashtag for your uploads. You can set defaults
Oh,
for your channel defaults, and like you can put your hashtags in the description there, and then they'll always be there when you upload.
I
I
do
don't know how well that works
I
on the
do all
phone
my
though.
hashtags on the phone, but there's another what do you call it? Another space. It's another field down much lower that's not on the phone, and it's keywords. And it's not the hashtag, it's just keyword, comma, keyword, comma, keyword, comma. And you can put, I think, 500 keywords in there, some crazy thing like that. And I fill that thing about half full. So so yeah, I do all those. I have like a standard set that I cut and paste in there, and then every video I add stuff on that's specific to that video in the keywords. But that's not the hashtags. That's the keywords down below when you scroll way down in the when you load it up on the phone. But you can look at or when you load it up on the computer. But after I have it loaded up, I go in there and I just edit it and save, and it puts it all on there.
Dr. Go John Wilburn did a content creator workshop with Lars um, about 8 weeks ago. And Lars was, I mean, he was just like, it's just like this, bop, 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 bop. And you were like, oh, darn. I didn't know that's how that was
Oh,
done for the thumbnail selection.
Barrow says your hidden tags. Yes, those are very important. Yeah, it's another field way down, and I haven't figured out how to do that on the phone. I really wouldn't want to type all that in on the phone. I put that in. I just once it's up on the phone, I just go in. There's a little pencil. You go in, you select the little pencil, and it brings everything up, and you can make some corrections, save, and then it just fixes it.
Yeah, we have several computers, so we do stuff on uploads on our
Oh,
phone for shorts, but then we go and fix them on the desktop where it's easy to see. There's a big screen, a keyboard.
yeah, excuse me.
Oh man.
My throat's killing me. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with my throat tonight. I've gone through like half my cough drops.
I feel like we put a lot of effort in this content creation thing, considering the if it weren't for the people in this live, honestly, these people who that we enjoy, all you people.
This is
that
our
we're
core.
talking
This is
to?
our core group right here.
Yeah.
Every one of you are the people that when I post stuff, I always see your names in there. It's really good to see that, and I thank you for being
I mean, you
there.
make it worth doing because if it was for the money, like there is no money.
No money. Yeah.
This is a lot of work for nothing if it weren't for the people. So thank you very much.
I did watch Lars. Seems my iPhone operates differently than his. Well,
I don't know how to do it on iPhone.
and I have problems with things like that where why does my device always look different than the sample, you know? Yeah, I'll go on Google and search how to do
You
something.
people.
And I'll start looking, and it's like, why is mine always different? What's he saying, you people? You
Because
people.
I said if it wasn't for you people.
Oh, you people. You people here that are here joined us.
Yeah. For you people.
All,
Maybe that is
all
the wrong way to
people.
say
Maybe
that.
it is wrong. I don't know. The people that are here in our live on Tuesday nights are the our core group of friends, you know. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us and supporting each other. Keep doing that. It's good.
That's a great rat rod, Barrows. Yeah, Barrows went out and drove a rat rod that it's like his first flight. I don't know what you call it, a car.
Maiden voyage?
Yeah,
That's
we
a
used to
boat.
call it a maiden flight. Yeah, a new flight, first flight. Did one of those. Did a first flight on a new type one time. That was a pretty interesting flight. Did many test flights on airplanes that were one like a design that had been around for a while, but it was a new airplane. But did one that was a new type, and that was pretty cool. Got done. Afterwards, I thought, man, that was a stupid thing to do.
Dr. Go, this is like a gathering of friends around a campfire chatting and helping each other.
Yep.
I agree, and I hope it stays that way. And I think it will. I think that this live, like the people who come and hang out, are pretty smart people. And I think that maybe we talk about things that most people wouldn't understand and would have no interest in. Like it's very specific to the car culture and the it's very specific. There's most people would have no interest in this, and I think that it's okay and good for us to stay small on our lives. Now we would like for like our long form content to grow, but like the live is fine like it is. I don't feel like we need to have a whole ton more people because this is a good conversation.
Mexican Spec says I was late because I had an appointment to see a 1985 Ford Carryall in my town. When I got there, the truck wasn't there and didn't come back, so I came home. Now we know. See, sometime during the first hour, I was like, yeah, where's Mexican Spec? We haven't seen him. Now we know where he was. Can be more like ice skating party. It's hot enough here without fire. Something else I was going to ask. Maybe I get some reaction. There was a week plus a little, that we were working in a shop, and every night we just turned the camera on and we took a laptop up there with us. We have a good connection in the shop. So we just turn it on and do live for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, however long we were working on the shop. And there were some people joined in. Do you like that? Or is it too much of us? Or maybe do one of those a week? I don't know. I'm just curious what people think. If we're like 8 days in a row, I think we did 8 days of lives in a row. But Kim was working on the truck, maybe on something else too,
I was furiously. I
and
worked on that Ford.
I was
I worked on
reading
the
this.
skid loader. I worked on the Dakota. We were just like hammering away at everything, trying to get stuff going.
So I was looking at this and responding to the chat, and handing her tools and kind of cleaning up stuff I knew she wasn't going to need right then. And I wasn't doing a lot, but I was paying attention to our chat, and I was kind of having a good time. I just wondering what everybody thinks.
Barrows says that his hot rod started as a mileage challenge build. They ended up with over 20 miles to the gallon with a 460 and C6 trans, and then they ditched that and went the other way this year. Well, good. Sometimes it's fun to just open
Well,
it up and have some fun.
And when you were working on the truck, is because Barrows thought of something we didn't even think of. All that clatter, I didn't think we had oil pressure, and
He's
I
a
thought
smart guy.
it sounded like the lifters weren't pumping up. He goes, maybe your timing's off by a tooth and the valves are hitting the pistons. My first thought was, no, it can't be. I'm thinking, I guess it could be. Then Kim got under there, and sure as shit, the valves are hitting the pistons just barely. She fixed the one tooth off, and the engine was dead quiet. So it was Barrows that got us through that. And I never would have thought of that. That was pretty cool. That was a really interesting night. After watching these live, see, the shop thing was cool. When I was free, I joined your shop sessions. Have to work each day, so I had to pace myself. Okay, one a week in the shop would be good. See, we ought to do that.
Yeah, it takes a little more organization to set up and be ready to do that.
We got to carry the tripod with the little camera up there, which is not hard. And she takes her laptop and takes a couple minutes to set it up. But we've got a big monitor up there so I can see the chat real well.
But we like to have a project to work on when we do that, because I don't like just sitting there talking 2 days a week is more than I like. One live stream a week is a lot.
Yeah, and during those times she was working mostly.
Working.
Once in a while she'd yell out something.
Done.
She'd yell out something, but mostly it was me talking on the.
And I would take breaks, but I got a lot done. I had those shots in my neck, and I was feeling really strong, and I wanted to get some stuff caught up.
When do you go back for more shots in the neck?
Another week or so.
Yeah.
Spinal stuff. Yeah, one a week in the shop would be really good. That's a good goal for us, and we haven't got in that rhythm. Each week that goes by, we try and prepare the studio better, the shop better, each project, get them rolling and moving and conceptualize what we're doing. Like, things are improving and the channel is growing, and we look forward to more and better things. And you guys are helping with that, encouraging us and being here just to, remind us why we do this, because sometimes it's easy to get discouraged, but we're doing good.
Well, we've been on 3 hours and 40 minutes.
I think that we should.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be here next Tuesday night. Yeah. And we may be here one other day. And if we are,
maybe working on a dart in the garage all week.
It'll be an impromptu pop-up instant live. Oh,
my neck is like, I'm looking forward to getting more shots, even though it's awful, to hopefully have some stuff. Anyways, thank you for everyone who commented, sent pictures in.
Dr. Go ahead and read that, because I'm all little.
Okay, Dr. Go says, I learned that night that Barrows worked with you guys to solve the timing thing. And we also learned watching how you guys were shooting your shorts. Good stuff to help me learn too.
See, I forgot that. We actually shot shorts
during
the live.
We live streamed us recording shorts.
So, Mexican Spec saying adios. And, okay, we got to get out.
Thanks, everyone.
And Bruce just showed up.
Bruce, you're going to have to rewatch
you're going to have to rewatch it. Sorry, we're done.
Thanks everyone for your comments and suggestions, and people who sent pictures to Bob Del Campo. We will do it again next Tuesday, and if we missed your comment, we apologize, but we will try and follow everyone in the future.
Good night. Take care.